Hello, is this Mr. Gambino here with a new stream? In this stream I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. But yeah, starting off I was going to kind of do a GTA free stream for like late Wednesday, early Thursday, but I didn't want to deal with a game crash on Thanksgiving and shit like that, so that would have been really annoying. But yeah. And I was having internet troubles on early Friday, so I'm doing this stream at this kind of time, 11, but still I decided to try to do it for Friday, of course. IRP 7,500 was what I got from there. I think I actually forgot to do my visitor bonus still here. And then, podium vehicle for the week is the Grotti Vision. I believe it's a supercar from the Smuggler's Run DLC, so that was like mid-2017. That was like around 4 years ago, so kind of an old vehicle. Should be on Luxury Motorsport, has a star for the superclass. Alright, yes, the Vision was a supercar from Smuggler's Run. But yeah, if you get the Vision, you'll be saving $2,250,000. And if it has a livery on it, then yeah, you save that amount if you keep the livery. But it doesn't really necessarily seem to have a livery on it. But yeah, the savings can definitely be quite nice, but is it really that good? From what I saw on the spreadsheet I'm going to be talking about from Bruffy 1322, it does not appear to be good, unfortunately. The lap time for the Grotti Vision in the supercar class is 15th place, which, yeah, pretty much anything beneath the top 10, I would say, is not really too usable in like a racing situation, I would say, these days. And then the top speed is a couple placements worse, actually, being in 18th place. So yeah, good feat of several placements before both of its like lap time and top speed being beneath the top 10, not necessarily that great. So yeah, it's not really good for performance. Customizations, not really sure on the customizations. Obviously I'd watch a customization video, but being a supercar, I wouldn't necessarily expect there to be great customizations. And now exit casino, let's talk about the premium race and the time trials.
Business isn't exactly booming, you know. Ask me if I give a shit, why don't you?
Guess I'll go in here for now while I do so. But yeah, the premium race for the week is Business Trip, which is for the supercar class, and going off of the image, top speed might actually be the better one this time around. So I guess I'll go over top speed for this one. And because Perico wasn't really nerfed with this update, like I have pretty much this whole update, I'm just going to say the number one option and whatnot pretty much. But yeah, I recall the number one option for the supercar class for top speed is actually the P-Fister 811. P-Fister 811 is actually back from like mid-2016 from the For Venture Finance Phony DLC. So you have to go quite the ways down on the Luxury Motorsport website to find that one. But yeah, I think it's only like 1,135,000, 1,145,000 from what I remember. So you could probably literally just do like an hour worth of Perico if you want the number one top speed supercar for the supercar class for this premium race. So that's probably the best vehicle I would say for the time trial. Or not time trial, but the premium race. And yeah, speaking of time trial, this time around it's in Vinewood Hills. Says to the Beach at Chumash seems to be the like location that it goes to. Chumash, exactly where is that? I don't exactly remember. But yeah, I'm gonna assume there's gonna be some lap time to it, unless like Chumash is up here or something, and there might be a bit of top speed. Trying to remember which UMash is here on this map. Oh well. Maybe I'll go for both lap time top speed just in case. But yeah, I'm going to assume this is going to mainly be for lap time. I might go for both just in case. And yeah, again for supercar class, the number one lap time, if you want to go for a number one lap time supercar for the time trial, the number one is the Proton Emirates, I'm pretty sure, which is like 2,750,000 or 2,950,000, I believe, from the Diamond Casino Resort DLC. So like around 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago at this point. For the Proton Emirates, it was nowhere near as far down as like the FIFA 3811 for finding it. But yeah, that's the number one lap time for supercar class. And I'll probably take like 2 to 3 Cayo Perico heists, maybe 4 even get the thing fully customized and stuff. And then if you're not going to use the supercar, you should pretty much use a motorcycle, I would say. And yeah, number one lap time for motorcycle class goes to the Nagasaki Shotaro. Nagasaki Shotaro is still like $2.2 to $2.3 million. It's from like late 2016 from the Bikers update, so quite a ways down again on the Dream Motorsport website. Nagasaki Shotaro, I believe if you do not have it on your website, I think it means you have to unlock it, which I think to unlock it you have to play a match at deadline. You don't have to win or lose, just play a match at deadline. I'm pretty sure it gets the vehicle unlocked. For general purchase, because it does not have a trade price, I'm pretty sure that's just how you unlock the vehicle, I believe. And with Nagasaki Shotaro, I believe you can lean forward or backwards with the stick for the best possible speed. I think it's the only vehicle that works that way, where you can do either forward or backward with the stick for the best possible speed. And then, number one lap time, I recall being the Manchester Scout, my boxing Manchester Scout. And that's like $100,000 to $200,000 for the stock vehicle. And you know, customizations, not all that much. Shotaro, of course, that might take like an hour or two of which isn't too bad. I would say nothing's really all that bad, I would say, to get any more in this game, but yeah. Manchester Scout being 200,000, you know, like engine upgrades and stuff, you can already get that whole vehicle in like a single cover. Pretty much an hour investment if you don't have it already. But yeah, my bets in Manchester Scout, like with 95% of motorcycles in the game, like 99% of them pretty much, you gotta lean backward with the stick, I believe, as if you're doing a wheelie for that best possible speed. And Manchester Scout is like on the way top of the Warstock website, Perico, so it's super easy to find that one. For the Manchester Scout, should be super easy to find it. And then yeah, if you want the best time trial vehicle, in my opinion, which is a number 3 lap time and a number 3 top speed in the motorcycle class, having a good average for both lap time and top speed, then now I'd go to the Pegassi Embody 801. Pegassi Embody 801, I believe, is like $10,000, $9,000, $8,000, something like that, on the like way bottom of the Surfing San Andreas website. It's a vehicle from day one of the game, so it's pretty inexpensive, which is quite nice. You know, the engine upgrades on like a lot of non-DLC vehicles, I believe, are actually pretty fairly priced and stuff as well. Something has like cheaper armor and like engine and stuff like that for like upgrades and whatnot. But you could definitely get that one obviously as well, like the Manchester Scout and a single car Perico heist. And now when you have to lean backward with stick, as of most motorcycles in the game, for best possible speed. And as I mentioned, I recall it being number 3 lap time and number 3 top speed. And yeah, I pretty much always go for supercar and motorcycle, so I should be correct on what I'm saying with everything. But that's the advice for the premium race and regular time trial. And then RC Bandito time trial is Cypress Flats, I believe here. Yeah, Cypress Flats. But yeah. Of course, RC Bandito time trial, you only have the option to use RC Bandito. There's really no other vehicle option to use. So it's really hard to give advice in terms of vehicles, obviously, because it's the only one, and really the only like difference you could do for performance is like using the jump boost on like some good straights. Could make you slightly faster, I believe, if you use the jump boost efficiently throughout the whole entire thing. Besides for that, it's basically just knowing like the layout of like the course and stuff. So honestly, it's just best to attempt it multiple times yourself, because time trials are designed to be done multiple times to learn from them and stuff like that. Or obviously, you can watch like a guide on YouTube, which if you want to do it faster but don't want to remember it long term necessarily, that's kind of the way to go, I would say. A YouTuber I would probably recommend, I don't really watch their time trial guides because I don't really ever do the time trials personally. But yeah, a YouTuber I would probably recommend would be KK. He has like around 200,000 subscribers, so I imagine his RC video time trial guides and stuff like that are pretty like good quality and stuff like that. So that's what I'd recommend if you want some guides on like the regular time trial and RC video time trial. Now is the part where I go to the car meet for a while on the event week streams. And by the way, I do have a guide myself on it, but yeah, I tend to be pretty descriptive and all that stuff and whatnot. And personally, I don't feel I'm the greatest at that kind of thing, so yeah, I'd recommend GTMN being around 200,000 subscribers for a good time trial guide for the regular and RCB and Dito ones. Plus, I don't need to do like guides on the first 4 because they were kind of boring to make and stuff. But yeah, today I'm deciding to show off my faction custom, the regular one, not the donk, because it's like the one Benny's vehicle that actually has multiple variants of it. But I went with like a blue theme on it for some reason. I don't remember, but maybe blue might have been a common color or something for GTA 4, I don't know. I don't know, I probably just went blue just because I wanted to. I thought it was pretty nice looking on it, and yeah, I think it was like kind of a bit of red on the livery that I decided to go with, so I feel the red and blue one pretty nice. Just kind of showing off my Benny's collection over time until the next update comes out, I suppose, since I've basically shown off all 10 of my tuners already. And I don't care to get more than 10 tuners, quite frankly. And yeah, I didn't really get to go over the title yet, but yeah. There is the return of the Panther statue for Cayo Perico Heist. Though, just like last time, it's unfortunately limited to just one statue for the Panther statue for Cayo Perico Heist. And on hard mode, it's a little over $2 million, which is quite nice. So obviously, if you combine it with like secondaries, you could probably get to like 2.5 pretty easily. But yeah, as long as the internet stays up this time around and I don't have internet troubles, because I was going to do the stream but no internet troubles, of course, so I decided to push it back till later today on Friday. But yeah, anyways, I'll go over to test track vehicles. One of them is actually on discount right now, but only for like a couple to few days, because obviously there's like Black Friday, like Cyber Monday kind of stuff in the real world, so I decided to do that in this game, which is quite nice. But I think all these test track vehicles you can't really go too wrong with if you test drive one and think you like one, but again, most of these don't ever tend to be on discount, but there is an exception this time around to that. And unfortunately, they did all tuners like they did most times, besides for the one time where they actually put the Pariah up there, which was pretty cool a few weeks back or something. I guess I'll start here, the Vapid Dominator ASP. I'm mainly going to talk about the tuner class, especially for these two, because the sport tuner vehicles don't perform that well in their own class traditionally. But yeah, the Vapid Dominator ASP is a muscle car. It's one of the few tuner vehicles that is not a sport car from this update. It's one of the few that isn't a sport car for the tuners. And the Dominator ASP is the better of the two muscle car tuner vehicles from the update, so for that reason I think it's definitely very worth getting. One, because of its unique class, and then also because it's the best of the two muscle cars. So that's one I definitely wanted for sure. I have both Dominators, but yeah, this is definitely obviously the better one. And if I recall from Bruffy 1322, because he doesn't have like the tuner performance, the tuner subclass performance on his like spreadsheet, I believe I recall it being pretty average actually for the tuner class for a muscle car. But yeah, it's pretty average for the tuner class, which is kind of nice. It can be somewhat useful. This next one can be kind of the best in terms of top speed for the tuner class, depending on the setup here. And that's the P-Fister Comet S2. And the way it becomes the number one top speed for the tuner subclass is if you actually use the low grip tires, and then I believe you also have to do like the lowered like stance setup as well. If you do the lowered like stance setup and then you do the low grip tires with the P-Fister Comet S2, it apparently actually dethrones the Jester RR, which is the number one top speed without a fancy like low grip tires setup. But yeah, you won't want to use a low grip setup on races because the traction becomes absolute ass with the low grip tires. But if you want like a good free mode, like top speed vehicle, and you're not in like a kind of like gunfight or going against like NPCs that shoot weapons and stuff, this can be a very great vehicle for point A to point B transport here for sure, especially on highways. So this can definitely be quite good depending on the setup you want to go for on it. Like I mentioned, lowered like stance, and then also the low grip tires, which you can only do at the car meet. But at the same time, like I mentioned, it does like ruin the handling in terms of like traction, which means that it won't be that good at all for lap time. And it loses so much traction, it's not really going to be viable for races. So if you want a good top speed option for like street races, pursuit races, and the Jester RR, I think is a better one to go for. But yeah, definitely the best one in some cases, like I mentioned. And last but not least, the Karen Calico GTF. This one, I believe, this was the number one when it came to the update first coming out for Los Santos tuners in like July, August, whatever. I think it was July. And then when the drift feed vehicles came out, it actually didn't get dethroned that much, I believe. I think it's still pretty above average, I think, for the tuner subclass from what I recall. But yeah, like I mentioned, I think Bruffy 1322 doesn't actually have the tuner like performances on its like spreadsheet showing like the different lap times top speeds of every vehicle in the game. But yeah, I recall this still being pretty above average, even with the like Emperor Vector, the like Sultan RS Classic. Even with releases like that, this vehicle can still compete, kind of, so it is still kind of a good buy. And right now it's actually on a 40% discount, but it only goes from like Friday to I think like Monday, so basically the weekend right now. So basically this weekend it's 40% off if you want to get one pretty cheap. Probably definitely makes under $1 million. So yeah, now would be the definitely good time to buy the Calico here. You know, so it could maybe be the best in certain circumstances for street and pursuit races. Not number one lap time or top speed, but still it could be stronger in certain circumstances compared to other vehicles. But yeah, this is the one that's actually on a discount, so that's definitely pretty nice. Price, right, I suppose I'll talk about this time, but yeah. Just starting to do a lot of duplicates, unfortunately, but yeah, pretty sure this is not the first time. I believe it's the ZR350 that's on the prize ride, but yeah. This time it involves the Pursuit series of races, which is the ones that involve a minimum of 4 players, so that can be kind of annoying if you struggle to get players when hosting at least. But yeah. Place top 5 for 4 days in a row. So you have to place top 5 in a Pursuit Series race for 4 days in a row. Now top 5, that's not hard at all because Pursuit races, you can have a minimum of 4, and you could even obviously do the 5. But if you go any more than 5, then yeah, you're kind of going to have trouble. You can kind of have trouble in the challenge if you go over 5. But because 4 and 5 players, you can have those 2 amounts for a pursuit race. It's not hard at all for to place top 5. You're practically guaranteed to do that depending on the amount of players in said pursuit race. So basically the most annoying part is probably not 4 days in a row, because you gotta be pretty dedicated obviously to do that. But yeah, I definitely don't like the days in a row, like how often you can do that. But yeah, for the CR350, I don't recall this one necessarily being that good anymore. Maybe when the tuners update first came out, it was kind of good. But especially with all the drifty vehicles now and stuff, I think this one has definitely fell in terms of performance for the tuner subclass. And like I mentioned, almost none of the sport vehicles, aside from the Jester RR, I believe, perform anywhere in the top 10 for lap time top speed, not counting the Comet S2 and lowered stance on that with low grip tires. So there's only a couple that could get above top 10 for the top speed department, but yeah, the ZR350 is not one of those top couple sport cars. So I kind of say it's not really too worth it, especially with the challenge this time around. I'm gonna guess it kind of had a better challenge the first time it was available, though. But yeah, a lot of vehicles, when they were first available, they had an easier challenge. I'm not sure if this one's the case, but yeah, I don't feel it's really worth doing this challenge, quite frankly. And for those you need to know how to find the pursuit races, you just go into races here, and then it will have pursuit. Pursuit race followed by hyphen, and then followed by the title of said pursuit race. First time I've ever done a pursuit race, I don't know how good they actually are and stuff. But like I said, minimum 4 players, you can do 5 players and still be just fine. But most likely if you're going to join a random, they're probably going to want as many players as they can get, unless they themselves are going for the challenge. But yeah, either way, I don't really, even with the easy parts of that challenge, I wouldn't really recommend doing that anyways. Because yeah, this R350 kind of fell off in terms of performance. Like with a lot of day 1 vehicles, I would say, for the tuners update. And yeah. Now I think I'm gonna start talking about login rewards, money opportunities, login bonuses and stuff like that here. So I have to see where I want to start here on the news wire that I'm looking at on my phone, because yeah, there's no useful benefits section kind of thing like there's for Reddit, of course. But yeah, there's a couple clothing things I think you can unlock through the Cayo Perico heist. Complete any prep mission for the Cayo Perico heist will reward you with orange glow shades. So you can get the orange glow shades, just complete any prep mission for Cayo Perico heist, super easy, and if you want to make a lot of money, basically any time at all, then Cayo Perico is the thing you want to do, as long as you're making legitimate money, obviously. And then I think the only other clothing thing you can unlock through the actual heist is if you do the finale. Completing the finale anytime for the event week, which is just a 1 week event week, obviously, will net you the orange skull emissive mask. So there's a couple orange clothing items you can get through Cayo Perico prep, just completing a simple Cayo Perico prep, and then also the finale. And the finale is not anything hard either, as long as you know what you're doing and whatnot. I'll probably try to show off gameplay though of the heist, obviously, if anyone wants to learn for any reason. A good strategy, which will probably be near the end of the stream, obviously. As long as my internet and stuff works fine, obviously. Couple returning modes here, actually, and I think a couple of them might even be versus modes, actually. I think maybe just one of them is an adversary mode, because for the most part I haven't heard of a couple of these. Alright, yeah. So things that are returning for a limited time here. Top Fun. Top Fun's a versus mode. There's 3 of them. So the Top Fun versus mode is returning for however long. They didn't really say how long. It could just be for this week, though typically they like return stuff for a couple of weeks. So yeah, you probably got a couple weeks to do Top Fun, I would say. And then Weed Killer and then Welcoming Party, they brought those versus modes back as well for some reason. Not exactly sure why, but yeah. Very, very limited time few modes here that could maybe be worth playing, but yeah. In terms of money opportunity, I wouldn't really expect these to necessarily be on money opportunity, even though they're being brought back for a couple weeks or something like that. Assuming they're treating it like the other like limited time stuff they do, obviously. But yeah, I wouldn't expect these to be in the game that long, and I don't necessarily expect these being on a like double money opportunity or anything. The one I could maybe see being on a money opportunity is Top Fun, because there's a couple of those. But if it's just a one-off thing, like a Weed Killer or like Welcoming Party, I wouldn't really expect them to do a money opportunity on those. But who knows, maybe in the next couple of weeks. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, these might be like double money or something, that would be nice. Having a little incentive to play them. And one adversary mode is being brought back for a limited time, and that is Overtime Rumble. But Overtime Rumble to the 10 players, it's a mode where you have to use like the Ruiner 2000. It's kind of like a darts game, it looks like, essentially, where you could try to land in a target in like a certain range and stuff like that. So it's kind of a glorified like darts, which is definitely pretty fun. I think there's another one known as Overtime Shootout, and I think the one that the community I hear tends to enjoy more is Overtime Rumble, I believe. So I think this is the better of Overtime Rumble and then Shootout. But in terms of money, it all depends on like how long the mode's gonna last, and also, but yeah, the amount of time the modes last, as well as like the amount of rounds they can have. So the adversary modes, I feel, depending on when you play, could vary a lot. However, I could see Overtime Rumble being a pretty quick mode, so I don't necessarily see this one being that great for money. But yeah. Like I mentioned with Perico, the one thing you really need to know about is that the Panther statue is one time only. And it's your first heist that you start, yeah. But yeah. The first heist that you start during the event week will have the Panther statue, so if you have a heist left over from the previous event week, you have to complete it first. Pay for the hard mode or do it on normal, whatever you do. And then the first one you do in the like new event week will be the Panther statue. And yeah, one time only, but if you do have a second character with a Kosaktika, then you can do it with the second character as well. So basically one per character like it was last time. So you can get one Panther statue on the first character and then another one on your second character. So that's how you can get second Panther statues, if you have a second character that has like Kosaka and whatnot. In my opinion, when it came to the Panther statue being available for the first time, it wasn't really worth getting a second character. But now that they brought back the Panther statue, it now might be kind of worth trying to get a Kosaka for your secondary character. So if you want to be able to like double dip on the different like Panther statues, that could be something worth doing. It's unfortunate that they're still doing one only, and it's not like a really rare chance on subsequent occasions. I wish it was like the diamonds with the casino, where there's like that really like slim chance of getting it still, even after the first guaranteed time. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So again, it is a super limited primary target, unfortunately. And again, I'll be going into more details with that one later, assuming my stream wants to work that long enough and whatnot. And yeah, I have to see what else I need to find here. Alright, I think this one's a deathmatch that's on the Double Money RP, but obviously it's the recent deathmatch edition. they don't really put like other death matches on. But yeah, I think Cart Crash Full Auto is a death match. Alright, yeah. Cart Crash Full Auto, followed by hyphen, and then followed by the unique numbering of them. Cart Crashes 1 through 7 are all on a double money RP. But yeah. Death matches, I imagine they like pay out similar to the like adversary modes. Obviously, there's not a lot of like reason to play death matches, so I'm not the most familiar with the payout, but yeah. Surely it's not anything that good most of the time, so not really too worth doing. But yeah, this one's like a Mario Kart kind of mode, essentially, where you're like racing karts and stuff. There's like power-ups and stuff like that. But yeah. Also on these, they'll only RP, and they're super easy to find, because of course there's the Car Crash Full Auto, followed by hyphen, followed by unique numberings that are all pretty easy to find, like some of the later additions that happen to these different categories in the game. Alright, there's actually another money opportunity even. That's on the pause menu even. And that is just strand of Super Yacht Life missions. Now, I think in order to host these, you do need access to like a yacht or something. So you do need one of the like $9-10 million like yachts in the game. But again, obviously with Perico heist being a thing, you don't really have that much difficulty anymore these days to get a yacht. So obviously, like anything else in the game, it's pretty easy to get the yacht now with the Perico being a thing. But yeah. It's hard to recommend which ones I would recommend playing, I believe, with this, though. But yeah, all 6 of these play very differently. It all depends on, like, the mission you do. I think all of them will have, like, personal aircrafts that you have to use. I think the only, like, personal vehicle options you basically have in any of these Super Yacht Life missions for the ones that do allow personal vehicle usage is actually, like, personal aircrafts. So I don't think you can use much of anything outside of like personal aircraft in terms of personal vehicles. So it does make the missions a lot more interesting compared to some of the other ones having to be forced with personal aircrafts, I believe. But yeah. All hands, I think that one's the one with the Tula, and of course my like images here don't want to load in this game, so yeah. Yeah, that's the one with the Tula, which has like the unique like water bombs in the mission. I know that one you can't really like. I know this one you can't really use much of anything else because of like the unique water bombs that are equipped to the Tula. So this is probably one of the ones I would kind of avoid. I don't have a contact mission content episode on these, by the way. It's like the last strand of missions I need to do an episode of contact mission 4. And then there's Bon Voyage. That one involves defending the yacht. That one's actually not that hard, but you don't get to use any like personal vehicles because you're actually forced on the yacht, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, pretty fun mission, not necessarily all that hard either. So it is kind of a fun one to do if you just want like traditional PvP, but if you like using your like weaponized vehicles and stuff like that, or like personal aircrafts like I mentioned in this case, then yeah, not the most replayable one, I would say. This one I don't remember necessarily being that hard. Icebreaker. Unless this is the one where you have to like defend the captain or something. You have to like make sure he doesn't get like executed or something. Icebreaker. I don't remember this one being that bad. Overboard. I don't remember that one being bad either. And Salvage. But it's either D-Day or like Salvage. I think you have to like defend the like captain, make sure he doesn't get like executed or something. So yeah, there's like a half of these missions which I kind of don't like personally, but the other half are definitely quite replayable in my opinion. The ones I would mainly avoid would probably be All Hands and maybe Bon Voyage if you're not big on like actual player versus enemy, like on foot combat kind of stuff. And you like using your personal aircrafts, and I would probably avoid this one too. But the other couple of you are not necessarily that bad, from what I recall. Okay. Next thing is actually one of those like login reward kind of things, and that's actually a $500,000 bonus gift. But yeah, with the season of giving now in full flight, enjoy a special GTA $500,000 gift on us. Just play GTA Online at any point this week, and the funds will be deposited into Mini's bank account within 72 hours of login after December 2nd. So that basically means like December 5th, at least it sounds like it will take to get the $500,000 from this event week where you just log in and they receive it. But yeah, that's a good bit of money, not just giving for logging in for 500,000. Definitely obviously do so, and that's quite a bit of money. So obviously no way I wouldn't recommend doing that. And it's not like with the previous couple event weeks where they make you do like all the different like finales of a certain set of heists for like the regular and Doomsday heists. But yeah. That's a $500,000 bonus gift. That's simply log in. If you want to just get in the minimum time possible, I believe you can just like get in, maybe get all of your like property and stuff, and then put a like outfit on so the game like instantly saves. Because I guess every time you switch your outfit, the game like does a forced save. There's another login reward kind of thing that's still slipping friendly. But yeah. Okay, it is just for logging in for still slipping friendly free of charge. That one might be new, I'm not sure, or it might be from like when there was like the radio DJ signal things from like the Cayo Perico heist update. So it is a pretty recent clothing thing, if not like fully brand new for the still slipping thing. But still, I remember there being like a still slipping like limited time like collectible thing around Cayo Perico, so it might be the same one from that. So anyone who did that might have that already, not sure. And then I think I mainly just have the discounts to talk about at this point, and obviously the like Cayo Perico heist as well. And Prime Gaming is just $100,000. There's no vehicle stuff whatsoever. And if there is vehicle stuff, then it's stuff that has been on Prime Gaming still for a long while now. Not sure why they're just doing 100,000 this time for the Prime Gaming, no like vehicle stuff at all, but whatever. But I'm making sure I talked about everything aside for the discounts at this point. Alright, yeah. So the way I'm going to do this set of discounts is I'll talk about the permanent ones first, and then I'll talk about the ones for the Black Friday weekend right now. But I'll start with the permanent discounts for the whole event week, not just a few days of it. And there is kind of a property one that's on like a vehicle website. Alright. I'll start with this because it's kind of a property, but yeah. And it's a permanent one whole week discount, not for the weekend only. But yeah, the Kosaka, as well as upgrades and modifications, are 35% off this entire event week. So 35% off of like 2.2 million. That's probably around like 1.1 to like 1.5 million for the Kosaka, which is definitely quite nice. But yeah, Kosaka is kind of the best money-making vehicle in a way in this game as of the last like year now, with it being the vehicle you literally go into to start Cayo Perico heists. Obviously, you don't traditionally use the actual vehicle itself, aside for starting up the like Cayo Perico heist. Unless you're just like messing around with it a lot in like free mode sessions or something. But yeah, obviously color and flag are cosmetic. But yeah, sonar station. The sonar station, I think you have to buy this to be able to find, like, the hidden catches or whatever that are underwater. But I think there's like 10 hidden catches. There's like 5 to 10 hidden catches or something, and I think they're all like $75,000. So you can get some pretty decent money collecting things underwater. But yeah, I think you need the sonar station to get the access to view those with any of the vehicles. I know you can find it with like the corridor and stuff like that. Maybe the Avisa as well. But yeah, sonar station allows you to find the hidden catches, which if you like going in the water with your corridor or whatever that has like the boost that can be used in water, that's a pretty easy way to do that. So in the right circumstances, you can make some decent money with the sonar station if you're dedicated enough to get all those different like hidden catches and stuff like that. But in my opinion, it's not really too worth the like time investment and stuff like that, even with the like corridor being able to boost in the water and stuff like that, because you're probably gonna have to go like all across the sea. Like, yeah, I know you can use the point of interest feature on your map, obviously, to mark like the different things, not just when they're like barely visible for like a second or two or something when you're using a sonar. So if you do it right, it can be good, but yeah. Either way, I don't really feel like the time you would have to spend to get them all is really super worth it. But like I said, pretty good one. And actually, I do have a whole entire reviewing guide on the Kosaka, but yeah, I'm trying to kind of mention things that are good with it. Guide missile, those are like kind of like the arena missiles where you like move them around and stuff. You have like free control of them. 4,000-meter range. Basically lets you go to Vespucci Beach to like the Landak Dam or something like that, which is a pretty decent distance. If you want to go up to like around Vinewood Hill from like Vespucci Beach and stuff like that, it's definitely pretty good distance for the guided missiles. But yeah, again, only useful in very particular circumstances. If you're really good with them, you can do like a whole entire headhunter, I imagine, with it. With the guided missiles, you could probably do a whole entire headhunter. It's just really difficult to do, and it's not really too worth doing a headhunter with the Kosaka. So yeah, I can make the Kosaka into a bit more of a money-making vehicle. Weapon Workshop is just like any other property. It lets you like upgrade your Mark 1 weapons to Mark 2 for the ones that are eligible. And I think the arcade with the Diamond Casino heist, you can actually get a free weapon workshop as long as you have like a active heist. I believe you get a free weapon workshop in the arcade, so it's not the most worthy weapon shop to get, I would say. And then there's the Sparrow and then the Avista, which both of those I've already done reviewing guides on as well. But yeah, Sparrow, that's basically the best vehicle for the Cayo Perico preps, which the preps is most of the Cayo Perico heist. So yeah, the Sparrow does the vast majority of the like heist pretty efficiently. The Sparrow's an absolute must, I would say. I use it a lot on like my different live streams and stuff like that, obviously. Obviously, I recommend the homing missiles. Kraken Avisa, honestly, you're not really going to get much use out of this Kraken Avisa, I would say. It's kind of a meme vehicle, I would say. It's not really going to be super useful. Like, yeah, it's a 4-seater submarine, which is kind of unique and stuff, but yeah, it's pretty slow, along with many other things. Just not worth it for the Avisa, I would say. And yeah, those are on discount too. The Sparrow is at 40% off, and the Avisa is also 40% off. So you can get the Sparrow for maybe like around a little over $1 million right now, which is pretty good. Who knows, maybe even a little under, I don't know. Just can't really see the prices anymore. But even on 40%, the Visa is probably way more than it should be worth, I would say, honestly. Yeah, that's kind of a little need to know basis, I would say, for those. But yeah, I have a reviewing guide on the Kosaka, the Sparrow, and the Visa. I have guides for all of them. And obviously, there's other ones out there. But yeah, 35% off for all the Kosaka stuff, besides for the Moonpool vehicles, which are 40. And I gotta know like what websites these are on for the like other like permanent like whole entire event week discounts. Okay, I think 3 of the like permanent vehicle discounts are on Stubborn, and then like the other couple I think are on Warstock as well, actually. But yeah, for the entire event week, the weaponized dinghy here is a 40% off. But yeah, I'll kind of group in the Kurtz 31 patrol boat here as well. But yeah, the Kurtz 31 patrol boat as well, that's also a 40% off. I think this one has a trade price. I'm not sure about this one. This one might also have a trade price. I'm not sure, but yeah. A little over $1 million for that one, and then a bit over $1 million to 50,000 for this one. But yeah, quite frankly, if you just think about it, there's not a lot of content in the game that involves going into water, whether it's above water or underwater. There's not really a lot of content that goes on the water, unfortunately. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is these two are practically almost useless vehicles. You're practically never going to be using them. And the dinghy you can call through like the services menu on like the Kosaka. That's just a regular dinghy. You don't have to even buy the weaponized dinghy. It's like a little service thing that gets included with the Kosaka, which is pretty nice. So because you can call like a regular dinghy right to your like character through the like Kosaka menu, that definitely makes the weaponized dinghy pretty useless. And yeah, obviously this is very useless too, considering there's like almost no amphibious missions in this game. But the main differences between the two is, yeah, I don't think any of them have explosive resistance. I don't think there's explosive resistance on either of the two, like weaponized boats with the Cayo Perico heist. But yeah, this one has 1 gun instead of 2, which I think the patrol boat has 2 guns, and then this one has 5 seats. And this one's definitely like a faster vehicle, whereas this one's not as fast. It's like slower, but has more firepower with 2 guns. And then you only have 4 seats on this one. But yeah, neither of them have explosive resistance, and yeah, barely any amphibious missions in this game, so I would only recommend getting them if you want to collect all the different Pegasus vehicles in the game, or if you want to like get all the different like weaponized vehicles in the game, or even both of them. Unless you want like all the different Pegasus vehicles, I don't really recommend the weaponized dinghy or the patrol boat, but yeah. They're definitely on a lot better of a price, so I do recommend it now rather than later. And then I think there's the go-karts and then the slam truck for the other couple permanent discounts for the like rest of the event week. But yeah, the slam truck. Slam truck is 40% off, so instead of being like a little over 1.3 million, it's a little under 800,000. So you are getting you're getting a little over 500,000 it looks like in savings, which is definitely quite nice. But yeah, the Slam Truck's actually a pretty good like performance vehicle for its class, which it does not. It is the utility vehicle. It's a utility vehicle, but there's not a lot of utility vehicles that get added to the game, which that explains why it has good performance for its class. But yeah, for the utility class, the Slam Truck is number 2 lap time, and then it's also number 2 top speed. The one that's above it for the utility class is a Saddler, which you can get the Saddler as a personal vehicle, I believe, as well. Or obviously there's a Saddler for like the anti-aircraft trailer. But it's one of the better utility vehicles in games. If you want like a good performing utility vehicle for any reason, it's pretty worth getting. And then it also has hydraulics on it. It actually has hydraulics on it, which makes it one of the couple of few like non-Benny vehicles in the game that actually have hydraulics on it. So it makes it somewhat unique, the fact that it has like the hydraulics on it and it's not tied to Benny's original motorworks and all that stuff. And yeah, the hydraulics allow you to like raise the vehicle up and down, obviously, for like the ramp back here. But yeah, the thing is, if you put a vehicle on top, you can't like hold a certain button to like lock it in place or something like that. That's not really something that you can do, unfortunately. So this is very underwhelming considering you can't like carry a vehicle across and not have it like fall off and stuff like that. You basically have to like drive very slowly if you want to keep a vehicle on the back of it. So yeah, in some ways it's underwhelming, but the performance is pretty good for the utility class, which barely gets any vehicles in the first place. So yeah, it definitely has its uses, I would say, and its uniqueness and stuff like that. The Dinka Vito Modern and then the Dinka Vito Classic, though, these are 40% off, I'm pretty sure, as well. Gotta go back to the newswire here, actually. But yeah, 40% off, so instead of this one being like a little under 900,000, it's a little over 500,000. And this one, instead of being almost a million, is almost 600,000. So the prices, you could get both of them in like a single Cayo Perico heist, at least for the stock vehicles. Maybe a lot of like performance as well, depending on how good of a heist you get and whatnot. But yeah, I know at least the Vito Classic, I think, actually has explosive resistance, believe it or not. I think these can actually tank a single rocket, at least the Vito Classic was. At least I believe this one can tank a single rocket. Though the problem is, because you're like openly exposed on it, you die anyways, so the explosive resistance isn't even that like good on it. Like, yeah, it has explosive resistance, I think, but you won't like really survive it, obviously. So I don't know much of the point of it. And yeah, I don't think you can do traditional races with these vehicles. I think you can only do like go-kart races with these vehicles, which Rockstar has the kart crash races, but I don't know if you can use, or not kart crash races, not kart crash races, but death matches. But yeah, I think they gave the go-karts in the creator pretty recently, so I think people are able to make their own like go-kart races now, so they can be somewhat used in races now, I suppose, because of them being added to like the creator now. But yeah, aside for user created stuff, you're not going to get a lot of usage, I would say, for the like go-karts and like a lot of the races in the game or anything. So I don't really see much of a point in going over those performances, because I think they're mainly not that usable in a lot of races. And yeah, I think that basically goes over everything that's really worth talking about with those. Beta go-karts, the patrol boat, weaponized thingy, Sparrow, Kraken, and Vista, the Kazaka, and then the Slam truck. Those few to several vehicles are on permanent discount for the entire event week. So once the event week's up, then those end, not in like a few days or something. And then now's the good discounts that are the Black Friday sales. But these Black Friday sales last from yesterday, November 26th, now that is the 27th or early 27th when I'm doing this right now. So it goes to the 26th to the 29th, so there's a couple days on these sales only. And there's some pretty good ones in here, so I do recommend taking advantage of as many as you can, for any that you might want for any reason. But yeah, there's definitely quite some good ones. And again, I might start off with the property ones first, which I think there's only one property one again. But it's a pretty massive one, actually. Kinda too with the Avenger, actually, so I might go over that one sooner rather than later as well. Alright. But yeah. There's discounts on different yachts right now. 300... 600... But yeah. I can't see the proper prices of these, but I'm pretty sure this one's normally 8 million for the Orion here, and instead of 8 million, it should be 4 million if you don't have a yacht yet. But yeah, this one doesn't come with much. It has one helipad, that's very worth mentioning, and then also a Shih Tzu Tropic, and then a Speedophile Sea Shark. But yeah, just a couple like boats, not that great. I would avoid the Orion, I would say for sure. I think this one's normally 9 million, so instead of 9 million, I think it should be 40% off. Wait. So this one's going to be over. This one's going to be a little over 4 million, most definitely. 40% off of like 9 million. This one might be early 5 million or like a little under 5 million for the Pisces or something. Or wait, I think I still have the 50% in my head. But it's probably somewhere over $5 million instead of like 9 million for the Pisces. That one has 2 helipads. A hot tub apparently. And then yeah, it has a Buckingham Swift on it, which is pretty cool. Gossi speeder, so you do get a helicopter on this one, whereas the other one you didn't. Get a speeder, which is a pretty damn good speedboat, whereas the boat on the like other yacht wasn't that good. Dinghy, which is also a pretty good boat. And then yeah, the Sea Shark, I think those are pretty good, but yeah, the like Tropic or whatever, probably not that good on the Orion. And then the Aquarius, instead of being 10 million, instead of being like 10 million, it's probably like a little over 5 or like 6 million or something like that. So they're still pretty costly, but they're definitely much more affordable at 40% off for Black Friday weekend, for like Friday to Monday. But yeah, this one has the twin helipads and hot tub, but you get the Super Vito Carbon. So you get that helicopter, and you get a dinghy like with the other one. You got the Toro, actually, which is kind of actually a downgrade, I would say, from the Sea Shark. So if you want a better performing boat, then the other one's a better one, I guess. But yeah, in my opinion, the boats on here doesn't really matter if you just get the Pegasus versions anyways. And the 4 Sea Sharks, obviously. So yacht discounts with the 40% off the yachts themselves. And then you have these different like renovations. None of the renovations are really worth talking about though, they're all like very plain. But yeah, all of them are just cosmetic renovations, and yeah, the vehicle choices, I don't think they really matter too much, because then you can get them all for Pegasus anyways. But yeah, 40% off the Super Yacht, and then also Super Yacht upgrades modifications. That lasts from November 26th to November 29th for the Black Friday weekend. And then there's one kind of property one I want to talk about here as well. I actually didn't really talk about money making for the yacht yet, so I'll go back to the yacht for a moment here again. But yeah, the yacht. Is it really that good for making money? Probably not. But yeah, the yacht, the main thing you get access to is piracy prevention. Piracy prevention is a VIP work where you need at least another like player that's outside of your organization that can attack your yacht. If you have one person out of your organization that can attack your yacht, as long as it's like a friend, that's a pretty good strategy you can do, is to have your friend like be in the lobby with you and not attack your yacht like you do like piracy prevention. But yeah, for 10 minutes of waiting, you get $30,000 normally. So yeah, the money can be pretty good from piracy prevention when it comes to the different like VIP work. That's kind of one of the better paying ones. But at the same time, because you need people outside your organization, it's not the like best one to do in like an invite-only lobby or something like that. Like yes, you can do it in an invite-only lobby if you have that person outside your organization. But still, I'd rather like do ones that you can do just by yourself without other players in the lobby. And then, of course, you also get those super yacht life missions that you can do as of the last, like, year that was added or whatever. But yeah, for like a year and a half, the super yacht life missions are out, of course. And that's a set of 6 contact missions that you can do that you need a yacht for. So it did give a little bit more usefulness to the yacht, but not that much. I say piracy prevention is actually the better of the two for making money, kind of, because you can do it in free mode as long as you have like one other friend in your like lobby and you have them not be in your CO. And yeah, the different like contact missions, those you can at least do by yourself and stuff. But yeah, is it really worth going to like a separate lobby for like these 3 life missions? Probably not. And yeah, they don't really pay that good in just being contact missions. They have like the same traditional like contact mission payouts kind of. So not really that great, I would say, for making money. The nice like features and like the richness looks to it and stuff is definitely kind of nice though. The Avenger. But yeah, the Mammoth Avenger here is 50% off. Of course, since I have the vehicle, I can't really show what it costs. But yeah, 50% off the Avenger, obviously being weaponized stuff, definitely pretty nice. But yeah, obviously that's cosmetic there. Gun turret. Might come with like 1 gun turret automatically, but yeah, might come with 1 automatically, but if you get the gun turret thing here, you might be able to get like 2 and free. But yeah, the weapons on here are basically the same as the Mobile Operations Center. They're like explosive guns that you shoot. The explosive guns, I think, are definitely better on the Avenger, though, because then they can, like, go in the air and whatnot, and not limited to the ground, so you have a lot more, like, variety where you can shoot the gun turrets and whatnot. Plus, I think if there's not, like, all the seats filled up, I think you can actually switch between the cameras on one seat. Whereas I think on the MOC, you have to switch seats to do the different, like, gun turrets and whatnot, but yeah, I think you can just switch through, like, a button or something instead of, like, going to the different seats. As long as other players aren't occupying said seats, of course. So definitely a lot more useful in a combat situation. Vehicle Workshop obviously lets you like custom, but yeah, Vehicle Workshop obviously lets you customize very certain like weaponized vehicles and stuff that you can't like customize in all Santos customs. So a lot of like 2017 and like 2018 weaponized vehicles you can customize in the Vehicle Workshop. With like Diamond Casino Heist and Onward though, they kind of went away with customizing things for the Avenger and the MOC. Like for example, the Torador, you can get like the missiles and the Los Santos customs, like the JB700W from Diamond Casino Heist. You can buy those weapons, I think, in the Los Santos customs. Like the Invade and Persuade tank, you customize that for your Los Santos customs. So yeah, they kind of went away from like the Vehicle Workshop stuff the last couple years now, but yeah. Obviously, if you want those like legacy like gun running vehicles, like the Vigilante from Smart Records Run, the Cara from like Seven Sandra Super Autos, like the Minister and like the Scramjet from like After Hours, and those kind of vehicles require that Vehicle Workshop for like getting weapons on them and stuff like that. So you do get access to some pretty good customizations and stuff like that. And then, yeah, Weapon Workshop, I already explained that with the Kosaka. But yeah. In terms of money making, though, this is actually the most useless of these 4. But yeah. Between the MOC, the Avenger, the Terabyte, and the Kosaka, the Avenger is the least useful for making money because it doesn't have any exclusive money making opportunities. Mobile Operations Center here has the mobile operations, which allows you to get the trade prices for the different gun running vehicles in the game. Terabyte has client jobs and also, yeah. Terabyte has client jobs, which is like pretty fun money making thing you can do in free mode. And then the Kosaka obviously has the Diamond Casino, not Diamond, but the Kosaka has the Cayo Perico heist, which is basically the biggest moneymaker in the game as in the last year, which is definitely quite nice. So this one especially is pretty good for money making. This one's kind of decent. And this one's kind of for money making, but at least it can still have its own money making opportunity. The Avenger doesn't have any of that, though. You don't need the Avenger for the Doomsday Heist. The Doomsday Heist is in the property itself. So the Avenger is kind of the least useful for making money. But yeah, like I mentioned, for the combat situations, it can be kind of nice for combat in like free mode and stuff like that. But in my opinion, it's the least useful of these four, unfortunately. But it's the only one I can go in the air, which is quite cool. And then now I'll probably go in website order from here, because I talked about all the different, like, property ones here. But yeah, Arena War, nothing on discount there for Black Friday even. Nothing for Benny's, I believe, either for the Black Friday discounts either. Alright, Elitist has a couple though. I think it's the Luxor Deluxe and then the Luxor. Yeah. And yeah, Dodo's not on discount, just switched up at the moment. But yeah. Deluxe or Deluxe, instead of $10 million is $5 million, so you get 50% off there for the 26th to the 29th, aka the Black Friday weekend. So there's only a couple of few days on this discount, like with all these other Black Friday ones, but yeah. Honestly, as you could expect, it's just like a typical kind of like aircraft. It doesn't have like weapons on it, it just has like, it kind of has some fun things you can do in the back of it and whatnot. But you might be able to smoke like cigars and then like watch TV or like on the internet or something like that. But yeah, just a lot of like, just a couple like amenity kind of things you can do in the Luxor Deluxe in the interior. And it's kind of a slightly better performing Luxor, I believe. But yeah. Really, you only want this vehicle to show off your like wealth in the game, or to like buy all the different like Pegasus vehicles in the game. Unless you want like all the different Pegasus vehicles and like aircrafts in the game, this is kind of a very useless vehicle. I don't really think I'm going to bother going over the performance of this one. And yeah, regular Luxor, it's basically the same thing, but not as useful, but way cheaper, not even $1 million right now, 50% off for the Black Friday sale on it right now. But yeah. This one, since it costs a lot, definitely is the one to definitely take advantage of, I would say. But yeah, I've had it for quite a while. I think I got it during like the very huge like double money event. Yeah, I think I got it during like the very huge like double money event where there was like the primaries and stuff like that on double. I think for like the Cayo Perico Heist. One time they did that in like the Cayo Perico Heist update. But yeah. I think there might be one on this website at least, or maybe not actually. Maybe there isn't. I think it's the Calico, which is on Severn, and then I think there's one other like civilian vehicle as well. That's not like a plane or something. I'm trying to remember if it was here or not though. Should have maybe looked actually. Oh yeah, X80 Proto. But yeah. The X80 Proto, instead of being $2.7 million, is $1,350,000. 50% off, obviously, for the Black Friday weekend, so the 26th to the 29th. But yeah. I have to go to the supercar class for performance. Because obviously it's a supercar. But yeah. The X80 Proto for lap time is 16th place. So yeah, 16th place lap time on the X80 Proto. And top speed on the X80 Proto is 5th. So this is a 16th place lap time, 5th place top speed. So it is in the top few for top speed, so it is kind of worth getting for the performance. And you are getting a massive 50% off in these like couple of few days. So if you want one, definitely get one now for sure. Because it might not be on this good of a discount for a long while. And yeah, it should be only a discount on this site. That one's obviously just glitched up with the chameleon. And then Warstock has a handful of like Black Friday discounts. Not counting the Avenger, which I already went over, and that's why I'm not counting it. Thingy and the patrol boat, those are regular discounts. But yeah, starting off the Alkanos and downward, it goes into the Black Friday discounts for the 26th to 29th Black Friday weekend discounts for Warstock. But yeah, the RO86 Alkanos, instead of being almost 3.3 million on a trade price, which I believe you just do to like, I think you have to do like the approach with the Alkanos for the Cayo Perico heist. You have to do like the approach where you parachute out of it and whatnot. But instead of being like 3.2, 3.3, it's like a little over 1.6. It's a massive 50% off for a vehicle that's not that useful in my opinion. But yeah, the Alkanos. The Alkanos, for the most part, is a very regular plane, but it has a couple cool things about it. It's the only aircraft in the game that's an extra large vehicle. So that means if you want it on your like 4 storage, which you have to do to modify it, then I think it makes you like clear out your entire like hangar floor. So basically you have to put your entire hangar floor in storage, and then you can put the Alkanos out, because that's how huge it is for the hangar. So it is an extra large vehicle, which is the only extra large vehicle for the hangar system, I believe, in the game, so that you can actually store in there, obviously. Yeah, Alkanos, a very huge aircraft, no doubt. And then there's a couple other things with it as well. If you go up to a certain altitude with the Alkanos, it actually has stealth capability, so it is a stealth aircraft. It's not as good as the Annihilator Stealth, though, or the Akula, though. If you want a stealth aircraft, I recommend the Akula and then the Annihilator Stealth, which have that like stealth mode that you can like turn on and off with like right on the D-pad, which lets you lose like police helicopters and stuff like that. The Alkanos is more in line with the ultralight that's on the elitist travel website, where the like stealth actually works under a certain circumstance only. And at least this one you don't have to like go with certain speed like you do with the ultralight, but yeah, you have to go to a pretty high altitude. And considering the only weapon it has is bombs, it's not that useful, because by the time you're up at that high altitude with the stealth capabilities, the bombs are going to be practically useless at that point. Because it's going to be super hard to like hit your targets at that high of altitude. So Alkanos, it's a pretty interesting vehicle, but not that good for making money or anything like that. You'll probably almost never use this vehicle, so I only would get it if you want to get like all the different customizable like personal aircrafts in the game. Aside from that, I probably wouldn't bother getting it. This next one though is one of the better investments I would say in the entire game, and that is the Pegassi Toreador. But yeah, the Pegassi Toreador on a massive Black Friday discount, 50% off, obviously. I think aside for like the I and like certain other ones, like most of the Black Friday discounts are 50. But yeah, Toreador instead of like almost 3.7 is a little over 1.8 million. I don't think this vehicle has a trade price because it's not used on the like heist whatsoever. Heist doesn't use a Toreador whatsoever, so I don't think there's a like. So I don't. But yeah, Heist does not use a Toreador, so I don't think it's actually what's it called. Damn it, I can't think right now. Damn it, thought. But it's not used on the heist, so I don't think there's a way to get the trade price, obviously, is what I mean, but yeah. Toreador is a pretty interesting vehicle. Obviously it has machine guns, which is pretty standard for a vehicle, and then the homing missiles are pretty interesting. The homing missiles are actually unlimited ammo, so you never run out of the homing missiles, which makes it the only land vehicle aside for the fully loaded Ruiner 2000, which you only get for like 20 minutes on a VIP work. I think it's the only land vehicle that you have access to in the entire game, as long as you want to use it, obviously. I think it's the only land vehicle that has unlimited homing missiles, which makes it pretty unique, because it's the only aircraft that have unlimited homing missiles. Unless it's a B-11 Strike Force and it has a limit on the homing missiles. But yeah, it's kind of like an aircraft where it has unlimited missiles for a land vehicle, which is pretty impressive because most land vehicles have limited missiles. So it's very unique in that aspect of having unlimited homing missiles. This thing can also be used for regular and Doomsday heists. So any like regular Doomsday heist and even original heist you can use the Torador on, as long as like personal vehicles aren't blocked in a certain scenario in heists. So obviously there's certain scenarios in regular and Doomsday heist where you can't use your personal vehicles, I'm pretty sure. But in like heists and like But in the original Doomsday Heist, original and Doomsday Heist setups, you can like use a Torador whenever it's allowed as a personal vehicle. And yeah, it's definitely one of the better personal vehicles you can use for the like regular and Doomsday Heists. Another one that's very good is the Vigilante, but doesn't have unlimited missiles. So yeah, you can use it in heist setups for the 2015-2017 heist, which is super useful. Believe it or not, that's actually a thing you can do. Which most vehicles with missiles you actually can't use at all. And I mean more like the homing missiles. I know there's like Weaponized Tampa. I know there's like the Weaponized Tampa, but does not have homing missiles. It only has missiles you can't home in with. But yeah, Torador has unlimited homing missiles and can be used in the heists for regular and Doomsday, because it's super unique potential to use as a personal vehicle. But yeah, this also has very good weapon capabilities. But yeah, has very good weapon capabilities, but it also has good defense capabilities as well. So not only are the weapons top notch, it actually can take like a few explosives and stuff like that too, which is super useful, especially for heists and stuff like that again. And obviously this is a submarine vehicle, so it can go underwater, has like 4 seats. Has all kinds of very good stuff for the Torador, so for that reason, I've already explained a couple of really good reasons for getting the Torador. Only land vehicle that you can permanently use with homing missiles, and then yeah, regular and Doomsday heists, which are normally a pain in the ass of most vehicles. You can use the Torador, which has homing missiles and unlimited, even makes heists and Doomsday heists way easier, I would say. So there's a couple of reasons alone I would get it. And obviously this thing almost never goes on discount, so I would definitely take advantage of this one. Couple more really good Black Friday discounts, which goes from the 26th of November to 29th, obviously. So basically the entire weekend right now. But yeah, Scramjet ends up being almost 3.5 million. It's a little over 1.7 million with a trade price. And for this, yeah. And for this trade price, I think you have to play a match not play. But yeah. This trade price, you have to actually like win a match of Hunting Pack Remix, I believe. So that's actually how you get the trade price for this Scramjet, is if you win Hunting Pack Remix. But yeah. This vehicle, it can jump, it has like jumping capabilities, it also has boost, which I think makes it like the only vehicle, it makes it like the only car where you can do a jump and like a rocket boost, which makes it to where it can go in the air, which is pretty awesome. It's not grounded like the Vigilante is, unless it were to hit like a ramp or something. Again, it has machine guns, and then it also has missiles. Obviously, the missiles, like I mentioned, are not unlimited. It has 30 missiles, but the missiles on it home pretty well. But this Scramjet has the best possible homing missiles in the game, and it has 30 of them, which is pretty decent. And because it has rocket boost, it can go in the air. It has some pretty good potential for going around the map, and it has pretty good missiles as well. This makes it one of the most useful vehicles in the game. And I'll talk about the rest of this all later, because I'm in the fucking way. I'll be in here for now. And when I'm done talking about these tables, I'll do this heist here. Or I'll get it setting up, obviously. I already did the gather intel to make sure it was the Panther statue, but I got the rest I can do. So I can show off how to do it for those that might not know. And might watch at this point. But yeah, I think I already mentioned the best parts about this scramjet, having a jump boost and a rocket boost, which allows great point A to point B potential, and having like the best accuracy for its homing missiles, which means it can hit its targets pretty well, but it only has 30 of them for the homing missiles. But yeah, Presser Mark II, instead of being a little over 2.9 million, is almost 1.5 million dollars with the 50% off Black Friday, November 26th, 29th discount for the entire weekend for this event week. But yeah, Presser Mark II is obviously the most like infamous vehicle in this game because people hate it because it's like really hard to shoot people off of it. People grief with it a lot and stuff like that. So it obviously like tells a lot of the good with this vehicle, kind of. But yeah, it's a pretty helpful vehicle. You can call it for the MC menu. I think they did nerf it a little bit, so I think you still have to wait like 5 minutes, I think, to call it for like the MC menu. But yeah, most vehicles you can instantly call through like your MC menu as an MC present. That's a like bike. That's like a motorcycle in the game. The Mark II is the exception. I think you can only call it like once every 5 minutes, no matter like which way you call it, I believe. So you do have like a 5-minute cooldown on the Mark II, but yeah, that's because people tend to abuse the vehicle a lot, and people whine about it a lot. People whine about it a lot, of course. But yeah, I think you only have one weapon on it. I think you only have one weapon on it at a time. There's the regular machine guns. There's the homing missiles. The homing missiles, I believe it can only hold 20. I think they're like the second most accurate homing missiles, so they're not as accurate as like the scramjet missiles, but they are kind of accurate. They are pretty damn accurate. They're not as weak as like buzzard missiles. They're not as bad tracking as the buzzard missiles, but they're not as good as the scramjet's tracking missiles. And then there's also the explosive cannons. So the only limited weapon is the homing missiles, obviously, because those like lock on and stuff. But yeah, the explosive cannons are basically explosive machine gun rounds, essentially. And they are unlimited, but it does take longer to destroy things and stuff like that. So obviously I recommend the homing missiles between any of the free weapons. And yeah, you can also call this free. And yeah, if you're not MC, you can call it through like the terabyte menu, which is pretty nice. If you have it in your terabyte, you can call it through there. So that's a pretty efficient way of spawning the Oppressor Mark II. Without having to like call up your mechanic and choosing a very particular vehicle, you can just call it through the terabyte menu. If you're not an MC, if you're not like the MC president or anyone in like an MC really. And yeah, this thing's like one of the best grinding vehicles in the game because you can spawn it pretty efficiently and whatnot, even with the 5-minute cooldown and whatnot. As long as they're not being like a toxic shit with it or something. But yeah. Next up is the Deluxo. Instead of being a little over $3.5 million on a trade price. I don't necessarily think this one has a trade price, by the way. I don't remember if that has a trade price or not. But I don't think it has a trade price. So I could be wrong on that. But yeah, so instead of a little over 3.5, it's almost 1.8 million on the 50% off. But yeah, Deluxo is a super useful vehicle for contact missions and stuff like that, where you want to like complete stuff as soon as possible. If you want to complete things as soon as possible, it's very nice. This vehicle is very nice because it has flying capabilities and you can spawn it right next to you. So like things like contact missions where you can't use their like secure reserve CO vehicles, so like the Luxo is a pretty damn good thing for like contact missions and whatnot. But yeah, again, it has machine guns and then it also has the missiles. The weaponry is basically the same as like the scramjet here. The machine guns, I don't recall them being bad or anything. And then the missiles, they have the same exact accuracy as the scramjet, so it has some of the most accurate homing missiles, like the scramjet, and it also has 30 of them, just like the scramjet. But I think this is definitely a better scramjet because you can hover and like fly in the air. You're not limited to like your like rocket boost and stuff like that to being in the air like you are with the scramjet, which obviously could lead to being in like the water and having to pay the insurance on your like scramjet or something like that. But yeah, K5 of course has the machine guns and has the same like super accurate missiles as scramjet. So yeah, obviously it's clearly very good in that case. Stromberg, instead of being almost 2.4 million, it's a little under 1.2 million. But yeah, Stromberg obviously is a submarine vehicle, just like Toward Warrior. Tordor is like better in basically like every other way though. But yeah, I think the Stromberg has the same exact missiles as a Tordor, maybe slightly worse or something. But yeah, I think this thing has 30 missiles, similar to like the Deluxo and the Scramjet. It's not as accurate missiles as the Deluxo and Scramjet though. This thing can go underwater, being a submarine vehicle, but doesn't have a rocket boost, so it can't go as fast as a Tordor. But yeah, this thing's basically a way less useful Tordor, I would say. And yeah, it can't be used in like heist setups and like, but yeah, it can't be used in like 2015, 2017 heists, which the Tordor can, believe it or not. Which makes it actually good for making money. But I think the Mark II and Deluxo can definitely be quite good for money making, kind of the Scramjet as well. Stromberg, in my opinion, is kind of going to struggle to make money though. But yeah, Stromberg would definitely kind of struggle. Can't talk apparently. But yeah, Stromberg will definitely struggle to make decent money, I would say. It's not too worth using for making money. But yeah, it's clearly the least useful of the submarine vehicles. The only good thing is that it's not as exposed, like you're not, like, you don't have as much, like, glass with this vehicle like you do with the Toreador, which has, like, glass in the roof and in the back and whatnot. So you get better bullet protection with this, but that's basically the only good thing, and you also only have 2 seats compared to 4 with the Toreador. But yeah, you can already fit a whole entire heist crew, and it has, like, rocket boost and stuff. That's amazing. For, like, since it can be used in the 2015-2017 heist, after all, it can be used in them, so yeah. And yeah, I think the explosive resistance is actually the same as Toreador, so it is like the Toreador where it has good missiles and stuff like that, and it's also, like, it also has explosive resistance despite its good missiles and whatnot, so that's definitely pretty nice. But yeah, it's basically a worse Toreador in every single way, because it came out first, obviously. And yeah, I think this has a trade price, obviously, same with this, but yeah. And those are involved with, like, completing, like, the different finales and, like, setups of the Doomsday heist, obviously. So I think if you want the Stromberg, you have to do, like, Act 2 finale, and then I think the Deluxe, so you do, like, one of the preps or something, I think, for the Doomsday heist, and then you unlock that trade price. And then the regular oppressors might be the last Warstock. Might be the last Warstock Black Friday discount here. But yeah. Instead of being almost 2.7 million, it's 1,325,000, a little over 1.3 million. Not bad, but yeah. This is obviously the lesser oppressor. Again, the Mark II is basically better in, like, every single way, similar to, like, the Toreador being better than the Stromberg in every single way, but yeah. Not in every way, though. The oppressor definitely has its advantages, more than the, like, Stromberg, I would say, but yeah. This thing can have either machine guns or missiles. Obviously, I recommend the missiles. I think the missiles on this, though, are, like, the worst missiles in the game, though. So they're, like, buzzard missiles, which have, like, no, like, super good tracking, so they're very easy to avoid. So the missiles aren't anywhere near as good as Mark II's missiles. And it still only has 20 of them, though, so... Yeah, missile capabilities aren't anywhere near as good as the Mark II. So I think its combat capabilities are definitely kind of limited, for sure. However, though, this thing can go very good from point A to point B. Like, yeah, you have way more of a chance of falling off of this one, obviously, than the Mark II, because the Mark II is a hover bike, whereas this one just flies in air and glides in air. But yeah, the boost on this chart is way faster and whatnot than the Mark II, so the oppressor is definitely the faster of the two if used correctly and whatnot, so it is the faster oppressor if used correctly. So that's basically the one super good thing about it still in 2021. Besides for that, though, the Mark II beats it in almost, like, every single way. But at least it's not abused as heavily as the Mark II, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not a Mark II hater. I actually kind of hate the nerf. Oh yeah, and that reminds me, actually, you can actually spawn this unlimitedly through the MC menu. So you don't have to wait 5 minutes when spawning through the MC menu like you do with the Mark II, because they obviously nerfed the Mark II, because people complain about it a lot, of course. But yeah. You can spawn this unlimitedly with the MC, which is quite a huge advantage over the Mark II oppressor, which got nerfed into oblivion and all that. So it's basically faster, and it can be spawned unlimitedly through MCs. Best couple things with it. Insurgent pickups not on discount, just good stuff at the moment. Alright. I think there's one last discount, and that would be the Calico, which I mentioned earlier. yeah, Calico. But yeah, the Karen Calico GTF is a 40% off discount. Obviously, it's not full on 50, considering it's a pretty recent vehicle from the latest update. But yeah, 40% off of a trade price instead of under 1.5 of a trade price. It's a little under 900,000 with a trade price, which is pretty decent. Right now, it's even less than the Warner ATKR, which is like one of the cheapest ones, same with the Dominator DTT. So with the Prime Gaming and like on a trade price, it makes it the cheapest of the tuners right now. And I basically already mentioned everything with the performance that's worth knowing. Because it's one of 12 sport cars that doesn't have really good like sport performance, because the tuner vehicles perform better as tuner subclass vehicles rather than in their full like sport class. So I'm not going to bother going over sport class performance. It's not going to be that good. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it does still perform pretty good despite drifty vehicles like the Sultan RS Classic and then like the Emperor Vector on Legendary Motorsport. The Sultan RS Classic and then the like Vector, I believe, are definitely the best couple lap time options. But yeah, Calico's still pretty damn good. It's still a pretty like above average vehicle, I believe, for the tuner subclass. So still can't really go too wrong with it. So if you want a Calico now, would be the good time to get it. Super Yacht upgrades, Calico, X80, Alkanos, Deluxo, Scramjet, Avenger, Stromberg, Corridor, Presser Mark II, Deluxor and Luxor Deluxe. Those are the 14 different Black Friday, like Cyber Monday kind of discounts for the Black Friday weekend that are not for the whole entire event week, but only for a portion of it. And now that I'm done talking about all the discounts finally, because there was quite a bunch of discounts this time around, with all the different Black Friday ones, I'm going to be doing the heist here. But yeah, as I mentioned, I did already go for the Gavert Intel to confirm that it was a Panther statue. But yeah, the way it works is you have to do like your first, like, you have to set up, but yeah, the way it works is you have to do like the first, damn, I can't like explain it much right now, damn it. But yeah, the way it works is that the first heist you like set up with like the setup cost or whatever the first heist is you pay for during the like current event week, that's the one that will have your Panther statue. So again, if you have a heist that you still have from like the previous event week, you need to complete that first, and then the first heist you do a setup for on like the current event week is the one you get that Panther statue for. So hopefully that explains that one. But yeah, Gavert Intel, I'll kind of just explain it since I've already done it to make sure that the Panther statue was the current one. But yeah. On hard mode, first you have to on hard mode, you have to like go to a Valum throughout the like map. Typically in the like the upper half of the map, you have to get a Valum, take it over to Perico, obviously. And then I recommend going on Manchester Scout between the different vehicles. Manchester Scout's the like motorcycle, obviously, for the Cayo, Perico, like Gavert Intel that you can use. Manchester Scout, I recommend going back on the stick, obviously, for that best possible speed. Go up to like the palm trees on like the left where like the gate is, where like the palm trees is. Do like a jump on the left, and that's how you go over like the area without going past the fence, which the fence area can be pretty annoying with all the like guards in the area and whatnot. So yeah, doing like a jump on the left of like the gate is what I recommend with the Manchester Scout. And from there, just go to like the control tower or whatever, where you do like the minigame with like this simple like math on it. From there, obviously, once you get it complete, you look look at like the thing that's in the like basement, whatever. Which obviously, if you're going for the Panther statue, if you got the Panther statue, that's what it would be. So that explains basically the gather intel. Hopefully I explained it good there, because I'm not going to really show it off, because I wanted to just make sure, obviously I had the Panther statue, so I'm not showing that off. But yeah, personally I've been a submarine person for the longest time ever. The submarine thing can be too glitchy though sometimes, in my opinion. Sometimes when I climb the Kosaka, the like game can glitch out and I can get like soft locked and stuff. But you can get soft locked if your character like somehow goes into the like Kosaka when climbing the Kosaka. It's kind of weird to explain, but there's quite the glitchiness when it comes to climbing the Kosaka for some reason. So personally, I changed over to a longfin person. So I do longfin now over the Kosaka. Vinewood. And because this was in Vespucci, I believe, I should be fast traveling here. But yeah, if you do like creator, if you go to the creator, you should be at Elysian Island, I believe, when doing like the gather intel. Because the gather intel goes to the airport if you do like the creator thing on like Cayo Perico. To save time, I believe you would already be at Elysian. But Vinewood, that's closer to Elysian, so I'm going to choose Elysian here. But yeah, gather intel I've done pretty well, I think, already. I might have already done like the Manchester Scout, like jumping to the left and stuff on my channel, but obviously there's other ones out there and whatnot. But yeah, like I mentioned, I now switched over to the longfin. Longfin's not my much preferred method over the Kosaka. It might even be slightly faster traditionally than the Kosaka one. It's not as glitchy as the Kosaka one either, so I definitely much prefer this one. That's the main reason I do it, is because the Kosaka one's too glitchy in my opinion. But yeah, obviously here for the longfin, I'm actually going to get a Phantom Wedge. But yeah, I recommend just calling a Phantom Wedge if you have that instead of going to a truck cab, obviously, because a Phantom Wedge can ram things out of the way, and yeah, NPC vehicles can definitely be quite a pain in the ass, so I definitely recommend having a Phantom Wedge if you're doing the longfin approach, which is one of the better couple, like, approach vehicles to use for Cayo Perico heist, for sure. If it was either that or the Kosaka submarine one, it's worth doing. But yeah, I stopped doing the submarine one because that one's too fucking glitchy in my opinion. My character like stop locks towards the submarine sometimes. Or not sometimes, it's kind of very rare, but still it happens somewhat uncommonly. That got pretty annoying. Anyhow, Phantom Wedge, or really any of them, I recommend backing up, obviously. And also just go for the destination. Of course, if you're doing this one like multiple times for this like approach vehicle, you should know what you're doing. But yeah, you should know what to go for and whatnot, even what those are cops. But yeah, take this route if you get Vinewood, or else you take the similar route if you're going and if you got any other like location. But yeah, basically go towards the Carmi, and that's kind of like the kind of advisable way to go. I don't know if it's on the map right now, but yeah, the Carmi essentially is pretty close to where it needs to be going. Yeah, I guess it's not on the map right now, but yeah, kind of where that area is. And yeah, the drop-off is the exact same location every single time. The only location that changes is the location where you can get the like trailer, but the actual drop-off is always the same. So as long as you memorize that location, then you can do this pretty efficiently without having to lose the cops. And yeah, I don't think you can call Lester to lose the cops, unfortunately, so you do have to kill yourself, I believe, if you want to, like, lose them as soon as possible. Which, yeah, obviously, if you're going to go to this location first, which I highly recommend, instead of, like, losing the cops first, which is slower, I imagine, and yeah. Alright, I hope I don't get shot there, but yeah. Honestly, if you want to do it fast, you can just do RPG to your feet or something like that. But me personally, I don't like wasting ammo like that, so I just decided to do the like up and atomizer there. If I had like $100 million, like 100 million or something like that, maybe I wouldn't do RPG to my feet. But yeah, up and atomizer, in my opinion, is kind of the most efficient way of doing it and to not lose like ammo and stuff. And yeah. If you want to stay in the same lobby, you should return your Sparrow, but personally, I just want to go to Creator and then back to Invite Only. And as soon as that pops up, you're safe to go to the Creator, because it basically instantly saves there. Huh? What the fuck? What the hell? What happened there? It just claimed I was kicked for being idle, what the fuck? That never happens. I clearly wasn't idle, but okay. I wasn't even idle, but okay. That's gonna make me go public lobby, I guess, then. That never happens, the fuck, though. So weird, that never fucking happens. Like, I wasn't even idle, I was clearly moving the whole time. And that's supposed to happen after 15 minutes, not like 5 seconds. But yeah, that doesn't happen on a normal basis. That only happened that one time there. Glitchy ass game. I was clearly moving right before that. So I guess I gotta wait to be in a public lobby because this stupid game glitched up there. So normally it won't be this fucking slow. Normally you go to Creator and then you go to Invite Only, because you can't do that for the main online menu. You have to do it for fucking goddamn Creator for some dumb reason. Seriously, like what the fuck though? Like it clearly, like I clearly wasn't idle and it just suddenly claimed I was fucking idle somehow. Like the actual fuck happened there. Alright, it didn't happen here, obviously. I don't know why the fuck that happened there. Like, I clearly was not idle. The gameplay clearly speaks for itself. And I clearly wasn't idle for like 15 minutes for the like idle timer to kick in. That better not mess with the fucking setup though. That's gonna be super annoying if it did. Because I clearly was playing the fucking game. I clearly wasn't fucking idle. Like, seriously, I never get that. Seriously, that never happens to me though when I play like by myself, like non-stream. So I don't know if it's because I'm streaming that the game glitched up somehow or something. Because normally it doesn't idle like that or whatever when doing that shit. But yeah, what's supposed to happen the first time there was going to invite only. But some stupid reason the game glitched up and I was idle or some shit. Which again does not normally happen. I don't know why the fuck that happened. So it was much slower because of that stupid nonsense that happened there and that clearly wasn't meant to happen. But yeah, your location will be Elysian Island, and obviously if you have the Panther statue, that's a guaranteed plasma cutter. The only one that's different when it comes to being on hard mode is the bearer bonds, since yeah, the first one you have to do on normal difficulty for the Madrazo files. So yeah, I recommend just going to Vespucci Beach and sticking to that one location, because certain things can be close to Vespucci Beach, so it's nice to have a location there. But yeah, like I mentioned, obviously Panther statue is guaranteed plasma cutter, as most of the primaries are. The only difference is Madrazo files, it is first heist only, and that's on normal difficulty, guaranteed, being the first one. And the only hard mode one that you can get safe code instead would be the bearer bonds. But basically, most of the times they're gonna have this plasma cutter one. And I recommend parking obviously as close as you can. Just move a little bit and then take the picture right away, because it will basically recognize it. And then just walk right out. That's the speedrun method. And yeah, I think when the heist first came out, it actually scrolled. I think it scrolled through the list pretty fast when the heist first came out. But I think with Santos tuners, they updated it where it just scrolls. It just sends it right to Papel instead of going through the contact list by pressing square. Instead of having to go through that contact list super fast, but it does save more time now. So yeah, it is quicker to. So yeah, now the sending to Papel's quicker because of the change they made with the Santos tuners. That's quite nice. Luckily for me, I got the one that goes to Del Perro. I think the first location determines the second location for this one, by the way. So whatever the first location is determines the second one. But yeah, so just blow everything as mid-range, essentially. You don't gotta worry about destroying the duffel bag, it can't get destroyed. Not like certain other missions where I think things like that can be destroyed. Perico heist, none of those stuff you have to collect can really get destroyed, so blow things up as much as you want, essentially. fingerprint cloner, you basically want to do that one no matter what. Like, no matter if you do Kasaka or Longfin or whatever approach you do, you always... I think you pretty much always have to do fingerprint cloner. I think it's one you kind of have to do. And yeah, by the way, with the Gabbard Intel, with what I was explaining earlier, I don't go for secondaries on Gabbard Intel. I think that's just a waste of time. I just go to like my typical spot, which usually allows me to elite challenge, but yeah. I don't really bother with secondaries until the actual finale, so I don't really look at them beforehand, because I already have a good like strategy on what to do. But yeah. I changed my strategy, I think, since I last did a heist on stream with this one as well. I used to, like, do the, like, thing on the side. But it's just a waste to, like, turn off the cameras. It's kind of a waste to do that. So I recommend a assault shotgun and then just walk right in. Now, this set of cameras is actually broken, so you don't actually get detected by this set of cameras, or, like, at least right now. They might fix it, obviously, through another update later on. The next content update will probably fix that, if they even, like, do even. And obviously I recommend going all in as soon as you can. But yeah. Because there's invincibility frames, you can just walk right in and you don't get killed, so take advantage of your invincibility frames, obviously. But yeah, because there's invincibility frames and stuff like that, it's not worth turning off the cameras, just go right in. And again, the first location determines the second location, I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't know why, but that location has broken cameras for some reason. I know the other two locations don't have the cameras as broken. But yeah, if you get the broken cameras, go out of stealth mode, because you'll still be in stealth mode, because the cameras here are broken currently. Again, if you get the other two locations, you won't have to worry about being in stealth mode still, because obviously your cover is broken. But yeah, you don't want to be in stealth mode, obviously, because I'll slow down movement and stuff. And I think if you get the Perico as second locations, then I think the cameras there are broken, but I know this set of cameras is not broken. But still, I don't recommend destroying the cameras. I recommend just going right in for this one. Just make sure to park pretty close, is what I would do. But I'm like right next to there, obviously, so yeah, I can just go right in. So because I can go right in, I don't have to worry too much about the enemies killing me. Or I shouldn't, that is. And I think with the Santos tuners, they did increase the hitbox. So they did increase the hitbox on all the things you have to collect. So you don't have to go as close to anything anymore. So yeah, it's kind of easier to get the fingerprint cloner. And this is the lightest. It probably only stays like a couple seconds, so not that great, but yeah. With the expanded hitbox that they gave the, like, fingerprint cloner. And again, like I said, I don't think it's worth, like, doing the camera thing. I would just recommend, like, parking next to the door. That way you can do a fast escape instead. And even if you were to be smoking, as long as you have a good location, you should be able to get there in like 2 minutes. Which is around the time you get for the vehicle from smoking to like completely broken down or something, or disabled or whatever. And then next will be the cutting torch. But yeah, cutting torch, like all these other ones, are pretty damn easy. But yeah, cutting torch, you need to find a like drainage tunnel to get to cutting torch. So if you don't have cutting torch, then that means you didn't find the drainage tunnel, which is basically like right behind the compound that you go into, but in the water and whatnot. It's definitely worth finding the drainage tunnel for cutting torch. Makes it so much easier in my opinion for the heist. So even though it's optional, I do recommend the cutting torch. Makes it so much easier in my opinion. Because even with Longfin, I still do the drainage tunnel. Personally, I do drainage tunnel with the Longfin. And yeah, I got either medium or large for the construction site for the size of them, so that's pretty good. I don't like the small construction site, which is more over this way, because yeah. If you get that construction site hat, there's like no point of it, because it's so like compact, like there's like so claustrophobic in that area essentially. But I got the medium one, which is definitely one of my more favorite ones. Might definitely be my favorite one actually. It's not as high as the other one, which going up that elevation takes a bit of time, I think. But yeah. In my opinion, it's worth doing the construction site hat if you get medium or large. If you get small, I recommend just destroying all the enemies with the sparrow though. At least in my opinion, that's what I would do. But yeah, construction site hat, it doesn't let you like fully blend in, but you can blend in as long as you're like constantly moving essentially. That one didn't have it, unfortunately. Okay, this one has it this time. Okay, they turned over, so I'm not worried about being caught, I guess. I got a pretty good location this time. That's definitely pretty nice. Obviously, it can be any of like 6 different boxes, I think. There's 6 different boxes that cutting torch can be for each location. I think for the small one, there's like, but yeah. All 6 of them are obviously on that same floor. For the medium one, for the small one, I think there's 2 on the bottom floor, and then the upper floors, I think I have like 4 different ones. And for the large construction site, on the left of like the floor, there's like 3 that are like visible from like the stairs, and then there's 3 like beneath, kind of on the top floor of the construction site. Yeah, medium is definitely kind of my favorite one there, so that's definitely nice. But yeah, me personally, I kind of speedrun this heist, like, off stream, obviously, because obviously the faster these heists can be done, that's the more money that can be made. I'm not, like, the most hardcore speedrunner, there's probably faster ways out there than, like, doing a heist for, like, doing, like, 1 per hour or whatever. 1 per hour to an hour 10 minutes isn't bad in my opinion, but there's probably faster ways. But it might involve, like, some more complicated setups and stuff. And yeah, basically just weapons and finale from this point. But yeah, always buy the suppressors, because you always want to be on stealth. And unfortunately, I got a mirror over HQ. But I think this is also one I've recently changed my strategies on, and it's a much better strategy than what I used to do. But yeah, mirror over HQ. Probably going to get this one a lot of times. I feel the office ones are definitely rarer, but they're definitely closer and whatnot. Me personally, I don't mind mirror over HQ too much, especially with my strategy that I do, but yeah, it's definitely fervor, and it takes a bit longer than the office, but yeah. I think I hear, like, some speedrunners sometimes kind of just, like, blow up the, like, Valkyrie or whatever with the guided missile. I don't know if it's, like, that much worse or something that's worth doing that. Especially when you could probably get mirror over HQ multiple times in a row or something. But yeah. In my opinion, it's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it is still kind of annoying being like a tailing mission and stuff like that. And yeah, tailing missions, you gotta basically wait for enemies to get somewhere, which is super annoying instead of being able to go your own pace. But yeah, first thing I recommend doing is watching for the flight path. This one's going more towards the left, so it looks like it's going to be like the oil refinery or like the Great Seed one. If it goes more to like the right, then it's actually the power station. Like if it goes between the cheapest vehicle warehouse, which I think is that one, and then this like cheapest vehicle warehouse, if it goes between those, then I think it's power station. In my opinion, this one's looking like grapeseed. I don't think it's too much to the left to be the like oil refinery one. Which I think the oil refinery ones and like this dirt a lot. That's probably the cheapest counterfeit cash. I think this is the cheapest counterfeit cash building for the biker business. So if you know where that is, then I think it's like right behind here. And either way, there's like the store and the clothing, so it's behind those. If it's that one. Power station, that one's obviously pretty easy to find. That's just right over there. And Great Seed's the one over here. But yeah, I think those are the only 3 possible locations. I've done this one plenty of times. That's the only 3 locations I remember there being. So very certainly those are the only possible locations. Alright, it's still like above the city. But I think it's definitely Grapeseed though. I should have checked on the other one, I think. But I mean, I don't think it was too much to the left to be the like oil refinery or whatever it would be called. Not sure exactly what location deserves to be called, but yeah. Okay, I did get Grapeseed. Which unfortunately is the furthest location. Which with my older strategy was actually one of the better locations, but with my newer strategy it's definitely the worst location. Because with my new strategy it's definitely more off a distance rather than like the structures that are around the area and whatnot. So I used to like go in there and then like attack the Valkyrie. But yeah, then you become at risk with the explosive cannons, but with my new strategy, there's practically no risk from the explosive cannons. So yeah, you want to blow up all the enemies at the location first, if you remember where they're at, and like if you observe the flight path good enough and whatnot. And then you want to go behind the Valkyrie and follow it to the location like it is a tailing mission, because it is. Obviously, just doing a strategy, you don't have to like tail it the whole entire time. Okay, I see it from here. But yeah, don't go too close to the Valkyrie, because it might be able to shoot you at this point. For all I know, they could be psychic, and they could, like, already know, like, you dealt with the people over there, and they shoot you with the explosive cannon. So just in case, I recommend tailing behind them. And don't blow them up till they turn to a red icon, or aka when Pavel, like, has some more dialogue, essentially. Because once it turns red, I think Pavel says more dialogue. That's when you blow up the Valkyrie. Because if you blow it up when it's blue, then that fails the mission. Oh damn, yeah, they're trying to shoot me with explosive again. So the psychic can already know. And again, I guess realistically, someone could have phoned them or something. But as long as they're behind the Valkyrie, you're basically good. You want to follow it pretty closely, maybe not too close, but pretty close regardless. And yeah, once it turns red and there's a dialogue, just blow it up, obviously. After you've dealt with those people beforehand. And that's the easy, that's the easy way to clap all their asses and whatnot. I know that sounded gay, but yeah. But doing that strategy, it should make the, mirror over HQ so much easier than people usually end up doing it. And yeah, increased hitboxes mean you don't really have to search for the weapon thing here anymore, which is quite nice. So increased hitboxes is definitely more helpful, I would say. With Santos tuners, the increased hitbox is definitely best for this one here. Makes it easiest here. And yeah, I know it won't happen a lot, obviously, doing my really good strategy there for the Avenger HQ thing here, obviously. Yeah. In case you need a backup helicopter, here's my recommendation. If you want a backup helicopter that's also good in top speed, which is number 2 top speed compared to number 1 top speed on the Sparrow, then the latest is the helicopter that you want for like a fallback helicopter for the CO vehicles. Whether you want to pay for like the temporary cost, or if you already have the latest and get it for free like myself, then yeah, the latest is a good fallback helicopter if something happens to your Sparrow and you have to wait like 2 minutes or something. Or of course if your helicopter smokes and it eventually becomes useless and whatnot. Which yeah, with that strategy I just did, it doesn't really happen much at all, but obviously it could, depending on bad luck and whatnot. So I figured I would mention that there. But I say the latest is definitely the second best helicopter for top speed. I believe that's what I saw in Roughly 152 spreadsheet, and I mentioned a lot. One going over discounts and stuff like that. But yeah, I might do a Gabbert Intel for the one that's after this. That won't be a Panther statue, so I can at least show the stuff I was talking about. After that, I'll probably be ending the stream. Because obviously I didn't show off the Gabbert Intel because I wanted to make sure that the Panther statue was where it was. And wanted to make sure that the Panther statue was actually happening there. So obviously I did that off stream to make sure it was a Panther statue in the first place. And yeah, obviously I just recommend going to Finale because you can't actually set this stuff up beforehand, I don't think. I don't recommend the armor because you shouldn't need it if you're doing it right and efficiently and whatnot. Longfin obviously because that's the one I did and that's the one I recommend. Main dock, that's where I recommend to infiltrate with the... That's where I recommend to start with the Longfin, drainage tunnel, main dock for escape. So I think you can choose anything for escape, because escape I don't think should matter too much, and then I do night just in case. It is supposed to help, I don't know if it actually does help that much, because I think I hear people still do like daytime and stuff like that, and it doesn't seem to impact things too much necessarily. And yeah, with Santos tuners, I think they decrease like the range that the people can see, I believe, for some reason. So I think that's weird changes that made really all the changes just made heist easier, I think, which is kind of cool. And yeah, I recommend doing handbrake and going to right, I think. Make sure you're not going too fast anywhere or anything. There, obviously. Lean back on the stick for that best possible speed with a bow, I believe. And when you get close to here, do the handbrake again, go left. Maybe even the brake as well, if it deviates too far like that. Once you get near like there, at the end, obviously you do the same thing with the handbrake and the main brake. And yeah, I recommend bailing out at speed so you don't just like drop down essentially. So you have some speed going down here and whatnot. And yeah, you don't need the like scuba suit to do this. I don't think you can lose health during this like section here. And you can do rebreathers afterwards, so yeah. You can just do a rebreather, and it's basically the same thing as a scuba suit, just temporary. And yeah, you just want to go up and down pretty fast, that's apparently the way to do it. I saw that from Guilty Master. And yeah, make sure you do left, because the left isn't used a lot in this game for the rebreather when the like animation ends. I tend to do it when like the fencing part comes off, so that's when I do the like left press, and you double tap right, I guess, to go up there. And then obviously I recommend doing the AP pistol right away, because yeah, I do recommend the crack shot. That's the one that I recommend. Because that was one that someone else recommended, and I liked it a lot, so I recommend it too. And yeah, as long as you buy the suppressors, they're already equipped, I believe, so you don't have to worry about going to that weapon section. And yeah, here, just go right for the camera. As long as you go fast for the camera, don't hug like the wall too much or anything, you should be able to get there undetected as long as you do it real quick, like I did there. And from there, just kill all the red people. And then you want to kill the couple red people here with like the red cones of vision. And hopefully one of them has like the gate keys, because if not, then I'll have to do it some other way. It's been a while since I didn't have gate keys on one of these red ones here. Not counting the Juggernaut, I don't count the Juggernaut. Okay, I got on this last one, so I'll do on the way down, open up the gates. If you get on the first two red people there, then I recommend doing the gates before going up, though. Alright, Steak Cake is kind of a little below average, I think, but almost above average. No painting, unfortunately, here. Not looking too great so far. And yeah, you can do like all of them as like the first one for like the first four. I think you need to do the first four the first time. And I think it increases by one every other time. As long as you're on hard, I think you gain four the first time and it goes up by one every other time. However, the way I do it, I don't do that at all. I kind of like a challenge, quite frankly. Alright, there's that one. Sprinkling time's not too good right now, but whatever. Gotta explain things what I don't usually do. Because usually I'm playing this off stream, obviously. Alright, yeah, this was kind of bad Perico in here, but yeah. I have quite some times where I can do it in under a minute with my things, building off of what's already there instead of like changing like the first 4 or 5, 6, 7 to like the first one. Because again, I do kind of like to use my brain and like a challenge kind of. But yeah, here's the one time only Panther statue for my main character here. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could get a stock for my second character, but I don't really think I'm going to be doing that. I don't know what it is on discount, I might consider doing that. Same with the Sparrow, that's on discount. So maybe I'll get my second character, Kasaka and whatnot. Now that there's been a second one, I guess it's kind of worth it now, like I mentioned, to get the second character going on a Cayo Perico heist. Alright, 2,163,000 with the Panther statue here, obviously. On hard mode. And yeah, obviously you have to have the like hard mode set up before the Panther statue, obviously, kind of. But yeah, Perico was kind of bad, so at least the Juggernaut's kind of on my way this time. So this time I only unlock this one pistol whip right away. Kill that one. Double tap right. And at least on PS5 and 9th gen like systems, you might not want to like do it too fast. I had the game like freeze. I had the game like freeze and soft lock. I think I had a freeze and like soft lock once when going out the gate for some weird reason. I don't know why it happened, but it did. So if the game's so you might not want to do the right 2 times too fast, or it could soft lock or something somehow. Because this game's glitchy and buggy and whatnot. I just chilled on like that. I run up to this one pistol with them. And then I quickly kill both of these ones. Get a camera here. And then go this way if you're going main dock, which you should be if you're following my particular strategy here. And yeah, you can select any location you want. I just kind of do the main dock for some guidance, essentially. Not that I easily forget where the yellow is here, but yeah. I don't want to, like, accidentally think I'm going somewhere else when I'm really not, so I just basically select the yellow for the main dock for the, like, escape, obviously. And yeah. Sometimes there's a camera here, sometimes there's just not, but either way it's not difficult at all. Just I kill the person first and then I do the camera. Alright. And yeah, if the helicopter's not too close, I recommend doing this right away. If not, then I'd recommend killing the person or something first. But yeah, 2 weeds so far, not looking too shabby. Could be better, obviously, with like painting or like a cocaine for a solo play, but still. And yeah, from here, I recommend using the sniper. I start with that one. That's way at the end there. Climb up here to the crate. Alright, elite challenge possible. Alright, nothing but 4 wheat this time. That's pretty interesting. And weed, I believe, is 40%. But doesn't matter too much because I got all weed this time. But yeah, that was the easy strategy of kind of Perico heist, at least for me. That's the strategy I tend to do. Works pretty flawlessly for me, so I think it's pretty fun. But unfortunately, it's only one Panther statue again per character. So yeah, that means you can do a Cayo Perico heist for your second character and get a second Panther statue like they did the first time. Yeah, it was a bit longer than usual, but still. On rare occasion, I can get one under 10 minutes, but yeah, that's only mainly been a couple times kind of recently off stream for me. As long as like within like 10-15 minutes at most, obviously, to go for that elite challenge, and I think that's a good enough heist, obviously, right there. As long as it's within 15 minutes, it's not too bad. And yeah, by the way, there's an award where you have to like steal all the primaries and get like a bit of bonus money, by the way. So if you haven't got a Panther statue, then it's probably kind of worth going on there for that. If you want to get that like award for all the different primaries, because Panther statue is a pretty limited primary. Damn, I'm right next to 5 million right now. And yeah, I've kind of been out of ideas and what to spend on, quite honestly, so I might kind of consider saving up for the update at this point, for the upcoming update.
Oh dear.
But yeah, who knows if the update's delayed due to the fucking trilogy fiasco and Rockstar having to fix their game now. But yeah, I hear the update might be delayed, unfortunately, due to like trilogy with like the disaster of the trilogy and Rockstar having to fix the damn trilogy now. But yeah. And yeah, I did want to do a trilogy thing today, but yeah. Of course, there was internet problems for me, of course, early fucking Friday, so I pushed the stream to late Friday for the start of it. Thankfully, it's been fine. No English Dave, no one wants to do your dumb DJ missions. If you could just do them for the fucking music locker and it wasn't just random through the phone, I would definitely do them, but nah. And I think it's I think how you get hard mode is once you get that text, you basically wait 10 minutes, I think, and then you can buy into another hard mode. But I think I'll show the, like, setup, I suppose, of, like, the... what's it called? I'll probably do the gather intel because I didn't show it off earlier, because obviously I wanted to make sure it was the Panther statue when I was doing that off stream. We're locating the Panther statue and whatnot. So I'm only going to do the gather intel for this next one. And yeah, it's obviously not going to be a Panther statue. The Panther statue is the only good thing with the heist, unfortunately. So like that one time where they did like double primaries or something. Like nice quote unquote heist one for y'all literally made it so boring since Doomsday Heist Rockstar. Fucking ever since Doomsday Heist, the heist ones have been pretty boring though. I might mention that all while I wait here. Just want to make kind of a wait. But yeah. But I guess I'll go over my opinions, kind of the heist month that I decided to do for the event week, because it's like pertinent to GTA Online, it's relevant to GTA Online. But yeah. I mean, I'll try to mention some other things during this wait of setting up another hard mode, and yeah, I'll do gather intel too, as I mentioned. But yeah. In my opinion, when they first announced the heist month, it sounded like it's going to be like one of the hugest like sets of like event weeks that they've ever done. In a way, it kind of was, but it was super underwhelming compared to what they initially like perceived it to be, in my opinion. Honestly, the first one was the original heist. The original heist, I think they did like the best job with the original heist because you could do unlimited original heist and you would get the double money, obviously, which made them so much more worth doing. Problem is, 4 of them required 4 players, and yeah, because random suck ass, like, doing heists of randoms that actually sucks ass, and like, the times 2 money was almost pointless in that case because of the 4 players and whatnot. So at least the job was nice being 2 players, but you barely make any money on that one anyways. Like, yeah, the first heist, they're expected to be kind of bad, but yeah. And then it was Doomsday Heist, which obviously everyone knew Doomsday was going to be next, obviously, but no one necessarily expected Act 1 and Act 2 to not be on double. Like, they called this whole extreme of like event weeks known as, but yeah. They called their like entire like strand of 4 event weeks a heist month, and they're not even gonna put like Acts 1 and 2 on double money. And no, it's not because people glitch the heist, they have done fucking Act 1, Act 2 on double money before. But if it were truly going to be a good heist month, they would have fucking done Act 1, Act 2 Doomsday on double money. I really don't get why it was just Act 3. Like, I was coming for a quote-unquote heist month. Like, heist month my ass once they fucking did that shit with Act 1, Act 2 Doomsday Heist. It kinda killed the whole entire hype train for the heist month, I feel. I was hoping they would redeem it with Cayo Perico, but they didn't. Diamond Casino Heist, I feel that one was actually pretty nice, because you get it. But yeah. Diamond Casino Heist, that one was actually pretty nice, because, yeah. Diamonds you can get unlimited times, and like this Panther statue, which is 1 fucking time only per fucking character. I don't know why you can't have a really slim chance of getting the Panther statue. Like, has El Rubio not figured out how to mass produce this Panther statue at this point? I highly doubt it, considering it can mass produce all this tomato tequila, which, yeah, that's a drink, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, how does he get all those ruby necklaces, all those bear bonds, and all those pink diamonds, especially, and he can't mass produce his own fucking Panther statue for this fucking one event week? You have a very slim chance to get it on subsequent attempts and stuff. Like, I don't know why it can't work like the diamonds in the Diamond Casino, where you can have that, like, slim chance to get it after the, like, one guaranteed time. Like, that would make the heist a lot more replayable for the Perico heist, but because it's only one time, it's like, there's barely much worth doing, I feel, in this event week, quite honestly. Aside for these Black Friday sales, which are actually pretty awesome, and yeah, you can do regular Perico and get the, like, discounts pretty easily. If you want all of them, you can easily do that, probably within, like, a couple days or something. Depending on how much you play, or maybe a few or something. But yeah, in my opinion, their whole entire heist month, they like made it to be something so much bigger than it really ended up being, unfortunately. Like, ever since they didn't do Act 1, Act 2 Doomsday Heist on double, like, Act 3, I kinda knew that, like, the rest of the heist month was gonna be kinda ass. Like, I expected the casino to have the diamonds again, that was kinda like one thing, but yeah. At least the diamonds you can get over and over again, but why the fuck can't El Rubio mass produce his Panther statue at this point? You would think if he's released it a second time, he would learn how to mass produce it at this point. Like he does all his other fucking primary targets, but no. And honestly, I know it's not guaranteed, like every time you want to get it, if that were to be the case, obviously. Like I mentioned, I want it to be a slim chance, so it's not always 2 million per heist. Or I don't want that to be the case, but I understand that's going to be the case if there were to mass produce a Panther statue at one point. But you're telling me the Diamond Casino can mass produce, like, simple diamonds when El Rubio can mass produce a pink diamond, but he can't mass produce his fucking precious, like, Panther statue during the, like, one event week that's available for, like, months and months and months? Like, that's ridiculous, man. Hopefully people get what I'm saying there. Because, like, you should really be able to mass produce this fucking Panther statue at this point. There's no excuse you can't mass produce the Panther statue the second time it's released. It's clearly made more than one Panther statue. Like, it's fucking stupid, and there's not, like, a slim chance to get it, like, more than a single time. Like, it should be like the diamonds, where there's a very slim chance of getting it. Like, after the first guaranteed-ass time. But whatever, Rockstar's a Rockstar, they make really dumb decisions. Like giving fucking Wardrum Studios Gross 3 fucking games to fucking Trilogy fucking Definitive Editions when they clearly messed up on San Andreas on the 360 and PS3 before. It's like, how did they not expect them to mess that shit up again, and now Rockstar's to fix their fucking mess, apparently. Like, maybe if they didn't charge $60 fucking dollars, they wouldn't fucking have to fix their shitty mess. But yeah. They already claim that they're going to be fixing their shitty mess, but I don't know if they've even released how updates. I checked like yesterday on Thursday, but yeah, Friday, no. So who knows, it might take a fucking long ass while for them to fix some trilogies. Fucking definitive editions and shit. So yeah, when Rockstar makes dumb decisions like that, I guess they make dumb decisions like not letting El Rubio mass produce his Panther statue if he gets super fucking lucky or some shit. And yes, I think you can glitch that shit to happen, but yeah, legitimately you cannot get multiple Panther statues is what I'm saying. But yeah, when Rockstar makes dumb decisions like giving fucking Wardrum Studios Griffey Games another chance on their fucking trilogy when they fucked up before, and fucking now in El Rubio mass produced the Panther statues, not doing Act 1, Act 2 with fucking Doomsday double money. I guess they've well proven that they were making up the heist month to be something huger than it actually ended up fucking being. I'm not saying I don't appreciate what they did, but it could have been so much more. Especially during the Doomsday week, and then this week especially, just a one-time fucking thing. 2, if you use their second character. Alright, finally. But yeah, I didn't show off I didn't show off the Gathering Tale, because of course I want to make sure that that one was the Panther statue. But yeah, it's the first one that you fully set up on the event week, not the, like, one. If you have one set up before the event week, it won't have the Panther statue. It's the first one you set up during the active event week that has the Panther statue, if that makes sense. So if you had one sitting there for a while, it's not going to have the Panther statue, so then you have to do yours first if it was from before the event week. Oops. Yeah, except I got the fast travel, of course. Yeah, I forgot the fast travel there, that's my bad. But yeah, for Grapeseed, I do San Gianski for fast travel. If it's Procopio Beach, I do if I do Procopio Beach, if I get Procopio Beach, then I do Procopio Beach. If it's like Lagos and Kudo, then I think I do like Chumash. But yeah, I think Grapeseed has like 2 possibilities for the location. So I think there's like kind of like 3 to 4 locations for the plane here. And I don't think I'll actually be like looking at the primary. I don't know, I might since I'm doing this, but yeah. I just want people to be able to see how I do it, I suppose, on the stream if they watch at this point for any reason. So because I didn't show one off at first, obviously, because I wanted to make sure before streaming that I had a Panther statue in the first place. I'm going to be ending with a Gathering Tale here. That won't obviously be the Panther statue because it's one fucking time only, and I'll be able to confirm that per character. Come on, I had this stupid fucking glitch where it doesn't fucking work right for the submarine. God, stupid game fucking doesn't even let me fucking... Stupid game locked me to the fucking submarine, like, in midair for some stupid reason there, like, hell. And yeah, this might be a PS5 issue more than a PS4 issue. It might be something with the backward compatibility or some shit, I don't fucking know. I don't know if it happens on PS4, but sure it does on PS5. Cause yeah, I don't know if these like HN games fucking handle so good as good on the like next gen hardware in all cases. But yeah, that's just fucking annoying when the fucking helicopter doesn't fucking accelerate past the fucking submarine like that. Haven't had that shit in a while, and I think I was actually holding the accelerator the whole fucking time. This thing usually happens when I let go of it at some point, but I don't think I did this time, and even then, that's ridiculous that that's happening. But yeah, obviously I don't recommend doing the, like, 1 to that person, though I think it does have a slight bit of explosive resistance on the Valen on this particular, like, mission thing, of course. So if you wanted to, you could hit the plane with 1 missile to get rid of anyone around it as well. And I don't think it would actually fly even worse, just as long as you don't like hit it with like 2 missiles. I think the one in this mission though could take 1 missile at least. Not like Prison Break Heist, for example, where it just gets blown up instantly. by the way, my favorite location, I think, for the Valen thing here is definitely Lagos and Kudo. I think that's definitely the closest one. Because that one's at, like, the smack dab middle of the map, essentially. Rather than, like, more up on the map. At least I didn't get Procopio Beach, but still, Grapeseed's not much better, I feel, than Procopio Beach. But yeah, maybe one day I'll make a guide on this fucking heist or some shit, but yeah, pretty disappointing they only did a one-time fucking Panther statue per character. Doesn't make this one very replayable for this event week. So the heist is mostly just normal, obviously, aside for that Panther statue. For the one time only per character, but yeah. Fucking there's that one time they did double on the primaries. I don't know why they can do like double on secondaries or some shit like that, or like make the gold like temporarily obtainable through like outside the compound, which if I heard, and like if I heard it was like and they've never like done anything with it yet. And it's been like a year now. Would have been cool to kind of see something new with it, honestly, but yeah. Or if they did a Panther statue, which they did, obviously, why not do something else small as well with like the secondaries, like I mentioned? Because that's only like 500,000 normally, so doubling that would only be like another like 500,000. Though I guess that would be 2 million per heist, but still, I don't care. I should have still made it more interesting, I feel. But here I'm basically just showing how to like get to the tower pretty safely. Obviously I'm not doing a whole another heist on the stream, I just wanted to do like the whole like Panther statue one for the most part. I'll leave this one after the I'll be done with this heist on stream after the gather intel for this particular one. I just want people to know how to do it if they watch this for any reason.
Once you leave the airstrip, do not let the guards get a good look at you. The disguise is not perfect. They see you clearly while you're in the wrong place. They will put two and two together and make both, yes?
Come on, I really still managed that shit. Oh well, hopefully you can still go fine. But I just recommend doing like a jump from here. Oh. Okay, I landed it, yes. But yeah. Sometimes I can have a bad jump on like rare occasion, maybe more uncommonly rather than rare, but yeah. For the most part, as long as you do a jump, you could land on there for the most part pretty well, just fine. And yeah, if there's not a person here, I recommend going to the main road. If the person's at the like tower, I recommend going to the main road. If not, then I recommend going around the main road, obviously. If there's that extra guard on the road or whatever. But this time I have it on the tower, by the tower this time. And if there's a guard by the tower, then you have to climb the tower. But if there's not one at the tower, then you have it on the ground for the signal box. But yeah, because there's this guard here, I'll be climbing the tower, because that means the signal box is up here. Because yes, it does correlate with the guard being here or not, apparently. Alright, not on this one. It's usually not on this first one. It's either the second one or the third one, usually. Alright, got it at the middle, at least not the way top this time. Because the person was at the signal tower, so I had to actually caught him, of course. And yeah, I like to figure out like I like to figure out by the highest modifiers first, and then the like lower ones second, to kind of build it off and whatnot. It's not like the simple maths to do and whatnot.
Okay, I have access. The app is on your
And yeah,
phone.
from here, you obviously do the sightseer. Just go to basement, that's all you should basically do. Personally, I don't bother with primaries on the scoping out. Gather intel, I don't do primaries, I don't do secondaries on the gather intel. I do secondaries purely on the heist, because I have my, like, one location I always go to. And unfortunately, I got a ruby necklace that time. But yeah. From here, if you want, obviously, if you get the tower, you can jump off, or else you can go on the tower, jump off if you want to do it more naturally. Yeah, this time the creator thing worked right, hopefully. Because I don't know how the game file was idle when I did the creator thing on the, like, fucking Longfin approach thing for the approach vehicle mission, but yeah. And yeah, once you get the primary scoped out, it essentially forces a save, so that means it saves the primary as soon as you basically look at it. So then that's when you can go creator. And that's not a glitch, that's obviously quitting the game, and then, of course, depending on, like, it's not a glitch because obviously doing the creator, it just takes you to creator and it kicks you out the game. It's supposed to do that. And then obviously when you go to your next session, you want your like spawn location at Takasaka, that way you're right at Takasaka. So doing that saves quite some time, I feel, because invite only happen pretty fast. Especially when combined with the creator, what you kind of have to do for the creator. Not my fault, Rockstar doesn't let you do invite only through the online menu. If they let you do the invite only for the fucking online menu, that'd be nice, but yeah. When they don't let you choose your fucking invite only is for the fucking actual online menu. That's why that's happened, is people just have to go to the creator and whatnot. Like, you think I want to do a public fucking lobby? Like, hell no. But yeah, that's a pretty easy way to get back very quickly and efficiently, rather than going the long way of killing yourself and respawning at the, like, plane. If you're doing it a little bit quicker, or obviously you don't have to go all the way back to the plane, that's just super annoying. And yeah, as you can see, my ruby necklace saved, obviously. And yeah, like I mentioned, if you want to like save at any point instantly, you can just change your outfit. Like this is my technology nightclub outfit, and this outfit obviously for the channel. And it instantly saved because he's got orange and like white icons there. So if you want to save quickly anytime, that's the thing you can do. And I knew that even before watching GTA Min talk about it on his Black Friday thing or something. I knew about it like a bit before that. I think I knew that was the last few months actually. Maybe several months even. But yeah. That is finally going to be it for this stream. I think I showed off how to do the heist pretty efficiently at this point. And yeah, that same thing also works for the... That thing also does work for the Longfin. I don't know why it claimed I was idle in the game and forced me into a fucking public fucking lobby. Because that doesn't normally fucking happen. I think the game just glitched up if I was fucking AFK for like 15 minutes or some shit. Because that doesn't usually fucking happen off stream, obviously. This didn't happen when doing the fucking gather intel there. But yeah. That's gonna be it for this stream and for the event week streams for quite a couple of few days at this point, because I already did Red Dead's, and Red Dead's again kind of seems like a 2-week event week. They've been doing 2-week event weeks for Red Dead for a couple weeks now. Probably because they want people playing their like disastrous GTA trilogy that they're having to fix now, and that will probably cause updates and shit to be delayed or some shit, from what I've been hearing at least. So yeah, next stream is most definitely going to be the like return of the GTA 3 streams finally, since a couple of days. I meant to do one obviously like I mentioned on Friday, but internet issues and shit because I was wanting to do the stream first, obviously, and I decided not to do one on Thursday because I didn't feel like having a game crash on Thanksgiving. But either way, that's probably gonna be it for the stream since I mentioned the like, plan there. Hope you enjoyed.